Back to where it all started. Welcome to the 2023 SYC Reno, live from the National Bowling Stadium in Reno, presented by Storm Bowling. The Storm U Championships are brought to you by I Am Bowling, the official merchandiser for the SYC, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18, and by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm U Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. The 2023 SYC Reno. Now, live from the National Bowling Stadium in Reno, this is the 2023 SYC Reno. Back to where it all started. Welcome to the 2023 SYC Reno, live from the National Bowling Stadium in Reno, presented by Storm Bowling. The Storm U Championships are brought to you by I Am Bowling, the official merchandiser for the SYC, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18, and by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm U Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. The 2023 SYC Reno. Now, live from the National Bowling Stadium in Reno, this is the 2023 SYC Reno. Back to where it all started. Welcome to the 2023 SYC Reno, live from the National Bowling Stadium in Reno, presented by Storm Bowling. The Storm U Championships are brought to you by I Am Bowling, the official merchandiser for the SYC, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18, and by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm U Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. The 2023 SYC Reno. Now, live from the National Bowling Stadium in Reno, this is the 2023 SYC Reno. Back to where it all started. Welcome to the 2023 SYC Reno, live from the National Bowling Stadium in Reno, presented by Storm Bowling. The Storm U Championships are brought to you by I Am Bowling, the official merchandiser for the SYC, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18, and by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm U Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. The 2023 SYC Reno. Now, live from the National Bowling Stadium in Reno, this is the 2023 SYC Reno. Back to where it all started. Welcome to the 2023 SYC Reno, live from the National Bowling Stadium in Reno, presented by Storm Bowling. The Storm U Championships are brought to you by I Am Bowling, the official merchandiser for the SYC, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18, and by KEGEL, built for bowling. by Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowl Metrics, official tournament management system of the Storm U Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. The 2023 SYC Reno. Now, live from the National Bowling Stadium in Reno, this is the 2023 SYC Reno. Back to where it all started. Welcome to the 2023 SYC Reno, live from the National Bowling Stadium in Reno, presented by Storm Bowling. The Storm U Championships are brought to you by I Am Bowling, the official merchandiser for the SYC, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18, and by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowl Metrics, official tournament management system of the Storm U Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. The 2023 SYC Reno. Now, live from the National Bowling Stadium in Reno, this is the 2023 SYC Reno. Back to where it all started. Welcome to the 2023 SYC Reno, live from the National Bowling Stadium in Reno, presented by Storm Bowling. The Storm U Championships are brought to you by I Am Bowling, the official merchandiser for the SYC, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18, and by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowl Metrics, official tournament management system of the Storm U Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. The 2023 SYC Reno. Now, live from the National Bowling Stadium in Reno, this is the 2023 SYC Reno. Back to where it all started. Welcome to the 2023 SYC Reno, live from the National Bowling Stadium in Reno, presented by Storm Bowling. The Storm U Championships are brought to you by I Am Bowling, the official merchandiser for the SYC, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18, and by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowl Metrics, official tournament management system of the Storm U Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. The 2023 SYC Reno. Now, live from the National Bowling Stadium in Reno, this is the 2023 SYC Reno.
All right, welcome back. Darren's off screen, but we're back. Darren Tang is in the booth. It's Sunday morning, SYC Reno, round 3, National Bowling Stadium, and they've already started bowling.
Blair, I have the perfect plan to get more viewers.
Uh-oh. What are you doing?
All you gotta do is give a ball away.
Oh, Darren's giving a ball away today.
I'll do a ball giveaway.
All right.
You don't have to give a ball, unless you want to.
I can give a ball away. What ball should we give away? What's your favorite ball right now?
I usually just give a ball away of choice.
Oh, ball of choice.
The one I don't like favorites because of. I told the kids I don't like having favorite bowling balls because if I have favorite bowling balls, that means I have bowling balls I like less. So I'd be less likely to throw those balls. Right? Even though that might be the right option at the given time, I might lean towards the one I like more. So I don't want to throw the wrong ball at the wrong time.
All right, there you have it. So we're giving away a ball of choice.
But I do think the blackout's really good.
Oh, that one is good.
I do think the tour dynamics.
And that one's releasing this week. So if you want the blackout,
the 22nd,
yep, and the Eternity Pie, those are new releases this week. But we are going to watch some bowlers. We are watching Michael's Shoulders is stepping up on 39.
Does he have shoulders?
He does have shoulders.
Okay, good.
Yep. And he is joined by Tate Freeman, who left a tricky spare to start the day. How do you feel about the old baby split?
It's easier than 3-6-10.
There you have it.
Even
Really?
though it's the same thing. You just have to, you feel like you're a little more dialed in. You're less likely to make it versus like a 3-6-10
Yeah.
if you hit the left side of the 3-pin. So, I don't know. Maybe the focus is just different for me. I get a little more dialed because I know I have to hit the right side of the 3-pin. Oh, you got 5-7 spare on as he just picks up the 3-10 on the left side.
Tate said, watch me, Darren. Watch me.
Who are we watching? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Alright.
said Chayton. I was like, Chayton in the chat?
No, Tate. All right, so we have on this pair Zachary Davis, Isaac Penner, Tate Freeman, we already saw, Michael Shoulders, Dominic Bolander, and Jackson Gillespie. Those
Okay.
are the bowlers you're watching this morning. Nana Starkey's in the chat. She says hello. They're in Copenhagen.
Open.
Because Abby bowled the Lucky Larson. Shout out to the Evolution kids over in Sweden and all the other players over in Sweden. Why didn't you go to Sweden this year?
So I had the elbow deal.
Oh, that's right.
And I didn't really know where I would be physically. I wasn't sure. I don't want to go bowl a tournament knowing that I can't win.
Yeah.
And if I'm not where I need to be, I have a hard time believing that I can beat the best in the world if I'm not the best version of myself.
Yeah, so instead you volunteered this weekend and are hanging out with the SYC kids.
Someone's got to do it.
Yeah.
Why not me?
Yeah.
It's always a good time, and I feel like I always miss the Vegas one because it's at the beginning of the tour season.
Yes.
So having one in Reno is really nice.
It is really nice.
It's close enough.
I'm dropping the link for scores in. This is the last 5 games. They're bowling on the long pattern. What's the length?
The long pattern I heard is 43 feet from one of the kids, which might feel like 45 to them. Maybe a little longer than what the paper says, just because the lane surface is a lot newer, so it's gonna feel slicker.
Yeah, everyone said all weekend it's felt tight.
Yeah, so the 36 might have felt like 38, the 40 might have felt like 43. They look slick. And that's why you don't want to put too many of your eggs in one basket. You don't want to look at this piece of paper and go, all right, it's 39 feet, this is where I have to play. Because you come to a bowling center that's radically different than your home center, and it kind of bites you.
True that.
So I do see a lot of the kids doing what I felt like should have been done yesterday. They're using a lot more surface. And that also might come back to haunt them, because what a lot of people may not know is there isn't more oil on the lane on long patterns. The oil is dispersed a longer distance, but typically, the volumes aren't super different from pattern to pattern. So on the short pattern we had 25 mils. On the medium we had 27 mils. So there's actually, okay, that's pretty comparable. And then on the long we have 27 again.
Yeah, so
There's actually more oil in the medium pattern than the long. So that means there's going to be less oil per board, and the lanes are going to break down faster. So when you use more surface, you're actually chewing up the front of the lane way faster on the long than on the medium. But I'm assuming this one's going to break down a lot faster, not only because of the oil, the less oil that's poured, but because they're using more surface. So they're going to have to move twice as fast. I don't think a lot of kids understand or know that that's going to be the case. So we'll just have to wait and see how things pan out today.
all right, so we got some comments. Bull Metrics, which is our official scoring system of the SYC, he's in and says after field averages of 158 and 163, SYC Reno is competing with SYC Wisconsin as the toughest SYC of 2023.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, it looks tricky. And I did have some bowlers yesterday ask if this was the lowest scoring SYC, and I don't think it's the lowest scoring necessarily, but it is definitely tough.
Is this one of the SYCs with the most newcomers, first-timers?
Yeah, we do have a lot of first-timers, and I would say that we also, just because of the way the weekend fell, Deandra's running Battle Royale, and then some of the bowlers went to Sweden. We actually have not as many SYC champions in the field.
So the strength of the field is probably a little weaker than normal.
Yeah. Kyle Barr said he was just watching your tier list.
Nice. Shout out Kyle Barr.
And someone asked if I could zoom in the camera. I'm not zooming in the camera because there are parents watching and I'm trying to show as many kids as possible. So I understand I could zoom in to one pair, but then we would eliminate some youth bowlers. So no, I'm not zooming. I apologize.
So about this ball giveaway, are we each gonna do one?
Yeah, we could do one.
So you can do one here on stream.
Okay.
On this stream, and
right.
I can do one for my Discord specifically.
Totally.
So
yeah.
If you are here, you have 2 chances to win. Just hang out for as long as you can. Blair is going to figure out a way to give away her ball. And how you're gonna win my ball, you have to go. We gotta think of a word.
A word.
Like a secret word. So I don't want this to get around. I want them to send me a message on my Discord and tell me what the word is.
Okay.
So
all right.
We need to think of a word.
Okay.
What would that be? We need to come up with a word here.
All right. Keep thinking of a word.
Oh boy.
What? Wait a minute, Darren. Why does your coffee cup say Jeff on it?
All right, there we go. If you guys want to win the ball that I'm giving away, which is probably going to be a ball of choice from the current line, message me, Jeff, in my Discord. Send me a direct message saying Jeff, Jeff. And that will give you a chance. I'll put the names in some kind of random
Is that like
wheel.
your Starbucks name or something?
That is my order name, yeah. Because I say Darren, it ends up being Derek, it ends up being Daniel. It's everything but Darren. I don't think it's a complicated name. But for whatever reason, they never get it right. Ever.
Yeah. All right.
Maybe I'm just not well spoken enough for them to understand that I'm saying Darren.
They mess up Blair too, so yeah. I should have a different name for Starbucks. I don't think Blair's that hard.
I went to dinner with one of the families last night
Yeah.
in California. Nihal.
Yeah.
I used to coach Nihal a little bit when I was still living in California, so whenever they get the chance, we go to dinner, or they take me out to dinner, which is really nice of them. And he was telling me, he went to go order something, told them his name, and the cup just had a question mark.
They're like, I can't even try this. Like, I'm not.
Nihal. I feel like
That's not bad.
out of all the Indian names that are out there, I feel like Nihal's not that bad.
Leanne had one time when we were in the airport. I'll have to ask her. I can't remember. It was really funny. It was like she said Leanne, and it was like Brenda or something. Like it was not even close.
I feel like baristas do that on purpose.
Oh yeah. All right, we got Quentin in. Now we've gone down a rabbit hole because Quentin says everyone butchers my name, even his last name.
What do you mean? I thought you just go by guilty.
Some of the guys wanted you to use the word nut, but it's Jeff.
It's Jeff. I'm sorry.
Jeff is the word.
Nut, it's Jeff. Nut's too easy. Like any random person in my Discord could just message me nut without even coming to the stream,
Yeah,
which
it's
is the
true.
whole point.
It's true.
We are trying to help grow the SYC.
That's true.
So we're exposing some of you potentially brand new viewers.
Yeah, we did have a question. Where is this happening? This is in Reno, National Bowling Stadium, which I think the Women's Championships is coming here next year. Does the Open come back to Reno?
No, we're in Vegas next year.
But the year after?
That might.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where.
Sure.
Yeah, but at some point the Open Championships probably will be back in Reno.
Sure, yeah.
I'm sure.
I mean, this is pretty much what it was built for. So.
Yeah. It's a beautiful facility.
Yeah.
I mean,
the remodel's nice. The only thing I'm missing is the grandstand.
I agree.
That was one of the coolest things about this bowling center, and possibly the only place in the world that had something like that.
Yeah.
It just provided a perspective of bowling that
you don't normally get.
You
Yeah.
don't get to see.
Yeah, and they said that it was hard. Like you had to bend down to see the pins, but I never really experienced that, and I kind of liked hiding up there. Like if you came in and you just wanted to chill,
watch some bowling and not be bothered. You can just go up there and there were a lot of seats.
Oh, Kyle, he says, okay, 2024 is in Vegas, then you guys go to Baton Rouge, and then it's back to Reno.
I thought it was in Vegas like every other year forever. I would love it if it was just in Vegas every year.
That's because you live in Vegas.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
And you know what? About 30 other people would love it too because they have a place to stay.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. You're not wrong there. Your whole team could probably stay at your house.
My house is booked when we bowl nationals, but all my buddies that come through, like Reno will stay there, AJ Johnson, Nick Payne, Brad, Kyle, they'll all stay at the house when they're coming through bowling with their respective teams. And it's a good time because I can see all my friends.
Yeah, it's true. I like going to Vegas and we get to go have a Korean barbecue. It's my fave. You guys have the best Korean barbecue in Vegas.
It's not better than Korea, though.
Well, okay, that's fair.
Korea is, do they just call it barbecue there?
I don't know. I've never been to Asia, so I wouldn't know.
Does American barbecue exist in Korea?
Probably. But it's probably like the disgusting, like it's covered in barbecue sauce.
I know they have KFC.
Yeah. They probably take the most Americanized barbecue they can find. But they don't know, I wonder if they know the intricacies of, because there's like, I just learned this last year because I went to Kansas City for the first time, and there's Kansas City barbecue versus Texas barbecue versus like Memphis barbecue, like it's all kind of different.
Right.
So, and I never knew that. They want to know what your Starbucks order is.
Vanilla soy latte, basic.
That is pretty basic.
I don't know, I tried it one time and I was like, it's pretty good, so that's what I ordered.
The vanilla, they have a good vanilla syrup at Starbucks, they do.
I think the kids are liking the long pattern a little better.
That's the goal.
Yeah,
we want them to go home happy.
The front six over there on 33 and 4.
Oh, I can maybe find some names, let's look.
And I'm seeing a couple strings of strikes. And the long pattern is going to give them something that the other ones didn't.
Yeah.
It's pretty straightforward, right? We got the front 7.
Let's go.
They're going to have a lot more hold. And most people like to miss left. The other two patterns did not give them much left at all. So that makes things a little more complicated. But here, you know, they're gonna keep using that miss left, and if they don't have miss left, they gotta keep moving left, because that's how you find more miss left. If that makes sense.
It did make sense. It did make sense. Okay, I have my. All right, so on the Morning Bowl, which if you guys don't watch the Morning Bowl, we do a podcast Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays for Storm. It's live. It's on Facebook, which I know is old. I get it. But Facebook is the easiest social network to go live on, I believe, right now. I know you do Twitch.
I do.
But YouTube, I don't dig the live on YouTube. Facebook, it notifies people.
Yeah.
We built our podcast on Facebook.
The
it
only
makes
thing
sense
I
to stay on.
don't like about Facebook is the user base is not. I feel as young as
it's
you
not
would like it to be.
True, but most bowlers tend to skew older. So if you're going for the masses,
I don't know. My statistics on YouTube say otherwise.
Okay, all right.
It could just be my channel and the type of content I have, but it's so I get a lot of comments sometimes because we throw some dirty jokes in there. We try to make it as kid-friendly as possible. But,
great shot. We have to comment.
Yeah, there's a lot of split conversions going on. We saw 5-7, 3-10 unconventionally. And
that Michael just
right
converted
there.
That was good. Okay, carry on. Dirty joke. Go ahead.
Yeah, we try to keep PG, but our humor is a little dark sometimes.
Yeah.
And we try to keep it as politically correct as possible. But our main viewership comes from the ages of 18 to 34.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't feel like that's super old.
No,
it's not really super young either. We
get
some backlash in the comments sometimes when people go, hey, kids watch this channel. I'm like, well, if you look at the statistics, it's a very small percentage.
So let me back up a second. So let me rephrase this. So in bowling, the age of the sanctioned bowler skews older, I would say.
Okay.
But I feel like that there is this group of people that is coming into the sport louder than ever that aren't really in for the way bowling has been done forever,
Sure,
right?
yeah.
The sanctioned league, the 5-man team, like they just want to come in, bowl when they want, and hang out, and they might join a league, but it might be a short season league, right?
Sure.
So there's a huge opportunity there.
There are a lot of people getting their foot in the door.
Exactly. Yeah. So
Which is what we want to see.
right. So I would say that anyway. But someone asked why we don't edit the morning bowl. We do. We do want to trim some clips. We've done thousands of shows, so we do want to go back. We just haven't had time. And
It's basically a podcast.
It
right?
is,
It's,
yeah.
It's something you can upload to Spotify. You can upload it to YouTube.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
yeah, and we just haven't had time to do it. We started it in the pandemic. We didn't even really know what we were doing.
Like
but
most
we-
podcasts.
right?
Like we had a Bowl DMC podcast that went maybe 20-some episodes. And
Yeah.
then after we had stuff to do again, we stopped doing it.
Right. Yeah, so we've kept doing this. Sometimes we have guests. If we have a guest, like if we have Belmo on or if we have someone prominent, we'll try to
Sure.
kind of push that out on YouTube or whatever. Darren's been on it a few times. Anyway, but we asked this question on the Morning Bowl.
Is it the tiger and the shark?
Yeah, it's the tiger and shark question, right? And we came up with this in the pandemic. It's Gary's idea. It's Gary's question. I don't know. I remember the first day he asked this question, and I'm like,
It's a very Gary question.
it's a Gary question, and it's almost like, why are you thinking about this question? But you know what? It's caused a lot of conversations, and so I'll throw it out to the chat. We'll randomly select someone who picks their team. I'm going to give the ball away in game 3. So this is the end of game 1. Well, not the end yet. But game 3 will have the giveaway. But you have to answer whether you would rather be attacked in the wild by a tiger. Oh, I'm saying it wrong. Would you rather go against a tiger in the wild or a great white shark? And why? So I'm team shark. I think I would fare better against a shark. And the reason being that, not that I'm like a great swimmer or anything, but I don't really swim in the ocean. So I imagine that if I see a shark, I'll either be on some device or be near a boat.
I feel like it needs to be a little more specific. Like,
There's no specifics to this.
are you put in the gauntlet? Like, I'm terrible at answering these questions because I need specifics.
There's
I need
no
things
specifics.
to make sense.
No.
If it doesn't make sense, then I can't answer the question. But I think I picked Team Shark because I don't swim.
You
So I'd
pick
have no
team
chance.
shark?
No, I picked Team Tiger.
Oh yeah, yes. A lot of people say that. Like if you don't swim, you don't want team shark.
I don't have a chance. Like, I'm just.
But
gonna
I'm
die.
not very fast, so I'm not gonna. Like Gary thinks he'll outrun a tiger.
I'm not gonna outrun a tiger, but I might be able to, be shifty enough to get away somehow.
Yeah. My favorite. Well, we have a couple favorites over the years. Martin Larson came on, and he picked Team Tiger because he felt like he'd cuddle with it. He'd cuddle the tiger out of attacking him. That was his answer.
Okay.
Which is just Martin.
Alright.
Like he's just the nicest guy ever.
Martin being Martin.
Yeah. Tim Mack picked Team Shark and said he'd punch it in the nose like a Tim Mack
Yeah,
move, right?
Timmy's got his move.
Yeah. Who else? There was a guest. It was a parent of an SYC that came on, and he picked Team Tiger because, kind of like you, he said, okay, if I'm facing a tiger, I'm not gonna be I'm gonna be prepared. I'm gonna be in the jungle. I'll either have been hunting or doing something, so I'll have like a knife or something
Sure,
to
yeah.
fight back against this tiger, which I thought was kind of the most responsible. Responsible is not the right word, but prepared answer. Yeah. Oh, and then we did have Jazz Now. Kyle reminded me, Coach Jazz Now came on, and he said Team Lion because he forgot the two animals at the time that he was answering the question.
Wow. Speaking of Jazz, now I need to get together with him and start putting some work in.
You should come visit Utah. Are you gonna bowl the Utah Open? In January?
I did this year.
Yeah, you should bowl it again.
I bowled terrible. I think I finished 23rd.
Oh no! I just messed up my camera. Hold on, everyone.
Uh-oh.
Hold, please.
They said zoom in, not make it smaller.
Yeah. We're back. That was my bad. I went
the big wheel.
I went to check the comments and I messed with the camera. They want to know when your giveaway is being picked.
I will do it sometime on my Twitch stream. So probably tomorrow. But yeah, Blair's going to give her ball away game 3.
Game 3.
We're doing a couple ball giveaways.
Yep.
I am doing my ball giveaway on my platform. So you have to go to my Discord, which you can find basically in the description of any social media platform that I have. And then DM me the name Jeff. Codename Jeff for ball giveaway. You need not be present to win this one. I will compile the list of names. I'll put them on a wheel. We'll spin the wheel, and then whoever lands on will win the ball.
There's a lot of people that have watched your tier list and are loving it.
Let's go. We like to see that. I love that as well. Don't forget to like the video and leave a comment.
Yeah.
You guys influence how many views it gets.
It's true. That is true.
How are the kids bowling?
Well, our pair here looks like they're kind of not awake yet.
A little struggle bus.
Yeah, they're. Although our friend Tate that's stepping up on lane 40, he has one open, but other than that, he's having a solid game.
He's got 238 left.
Yeah.
We got 279 down there on 33 and 34. A little 11 strike. Game 1 never hurt anybody. Well, it probably hurts the rest of the field, but.
Yeah, if you're, well, here's the fun fact about today. Today, if you're a bowler that had a really unfortunate day yesterday, you just couldn't get anything going, nothing felt right, maybe your timing was off, like, it was just not your day. You can come in today and bowl the best 5 games in your division and win the PBA Junior Never Give Up scholarship. And so we have a little bonus because the scholarship dollars, or points as they go now, are based on overall standings.
Okay.
So you may be out of the cash for the tournament, but you can still get a little bonus scholarship that you can take home.
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, PBA Junior is a great partner for us. And,
That's great.
Yeah. Leanne actually came up with that idea, which I think is really fun, because you should teach kids, like,
Sure. Yeah.
don't give up, right?
Yeah, you still got something to bowl for on the last day, even though you haven't had a great first 2 blocks. And yeah, it's always nice to have something to bowl for. You don't want to just go through the motions and feel like you're having a terrible time.
Right. Andrew wants to know, what pattern are they playing on, and what is a tip to play it?
So, one of the things that I thought was missing yesterday was surface. They are bowling on 43 feet today, which isn't terribly long. 27 mils. I do see more surface, and I do see more strikes. So, are they striking because the pattern is longer? Possibly. Are they striking because they're using more surface? That's also a possibility. So, you know, it's kind of hard to say why, but scores have been really low. This building got new lanes in a handful of years ago when it reopened, so I would imagine they were re-leveled. They're about as flat as can be as far as topography is concerned. And a lot of your average bowling centers just aren't like that. A lot of league bowling and bowling centers, the track's burned in, there's a defined spot to play on the lane. It's not really the case here, so I think that's a big factor in why the scores are so low.
I like it.
Ooh, that one was real wide. Did it come back?
It did come back.
Split converted?
It sounded exciting down there.
I don't see a big strike. Oh, wait. No.
I don't see anything.
Well, if there was 300, we'll find out at some point.
Yeah, and sometimes we can drop the video in if someone grabs it quick enough. We'll drop it in. Here goes Tate. Ooh, Tate is lined up.
He's locked in 220. One more for 230. So there were 13 total 200 games yesterday, game 1 on the short pattern.
Yes.
I am going to make a guess and say we're going to have more than double that game 1 this morning. That is my guess. It's going to be upwards of, I think, in the low 30s.
I like it. I like that positive thought there.
Yeah. Low 30s. I'm seeing at least 1 200 per pair. And there are about 70 pairs of play-ish.
Yeah.
So that would say 200. There might be some pairs with multiple, there might be some pairs with none. But I'm seeing at least 1 per pair for the most part.
All right, we got Mr. Michael here. He's trying to spare this.
That one's a little more online. Oh,
Yeah.
left of his intended target. He did throw it in the gutter of the shot before.
He
so
did, yes.
The common miss is going to be away from the gutter.
All right, so at the end of this game, we're going to take a really short break. Don't go anywhere.
Blair's going to tell me a story because I was going to definitely forget that she needed
Yes,
to tell me.
I do need to tell him something. Oh,
There
look
we
at
go.
man. Tate.
2:30 locked in game 1 for Tate.
Now, if you're Tate, right? So you just had a super solid game. You're feeling really good on this pair, right? Now you're moving to a different pair. What's your first shot look like on your next pair?
So that's going to depend on who I'm following. I am looking at who I'm following at all times because whoever starts on the pair sets the tone. And they are going to dictate how the lanes break down because people are going to follow wherever they broke the lanes down. So it just really depends on who I'm following. Like if I'm following Belmo, I'm assuming he's left of me and he's steeper and his break point's further right of mine for the most part. So what do? I'm probably moving an arrow off the rim. There's just a lot of factors when moving. And
Good advice, though. If you are bowling a tournament, always look to who you're following.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a little in. Get it. All right.
That's a good 9 right there. Nice 237 game.
Okay, we will be right back, and don't go anywhere.
Now, we're in between games. As our competitors change lanes, we'd like to thank the following sponsors. When you combine knowledge, along with technical innovation, quality craftsmanship, and uncompromising integrity for the game, that's Storm Bowling, the Bowlers Company. High performance from your equipment. Shot after shot after shot. Storm Bowling. No matter your skill level, visit stormbowling.com and find out where your game fits. Storm balls, bags, shoes, apparel, and more. Storm Bowling, proud presenting sponsor of the Storm Youth Championships. Now, we're in between games. As our competitors change lanes, we'd like to thank the following sponsors. When you combine knowledge, along with technical innovation, quality craftsmanship, and uncompromising integrity for the game, that's Storm Bowling, the Bowlers Company. High performance from your equipment. Shot after shot after shot. Storm Bowling. No matter your skill level, visit stormbowling.com and find out where your game fits. Storm balls, bags, shoes, apparel, and more. Storm Bowling, proud presenting sponsor of the Storm Youth Championships. Now, we're in between games. As our competitors change lanes, we'd like to thank the following sponsors.
All right, we're back. I told you it was a short break. We got bowlers. We got new bowlers.
Looking like U15 bowlers, but then again, I am
Let's see if you're right.
not very good at guessing the ages of
Let's
a lot of these
see. Let's see what we got. My sheets got all out of order, so bear with me.
Bella 238 game 1.
Nice. Bella Love is She is currently in first. We're going to pull up some scores this game, too, but I have to let them get in the system.
I think she is going to feast on this pattern.
All right.
Eat them up.
So we are going to watch on our main pair this game. Zachariah Shorts.
Yeah, Zachariah.
Yep, Zachariah Shorts. Ryan Sands. Nathaniel Shorts. Brandon Rother. And Shin Singling.
Okay.
Is it Shin or Shin, right?
Yep. Looks like Shin to me.
All right, we're going Shin. You got a sub from Luke English. Sub D-Ting.
Waffles.
His nickname's Waffles?
He goes by Waffles in my community, yes.
Luke used to bowl SYCs
He did,
long time ago.
He has a picture, so he actually bowled nationals with us this year.
Oh, no way,
But
that's cool.
he had a picture of us back in 2017. He said, I threw it so much better back then. he showed me a couple videos, and I went, yeah, you did.
Oh, man. Here's Mr. Shin.
4-pin. Is he a California bowler?
Yeah, he is. And this is U18, not U15, by the way.
Oh, boy.
Yeah,
The kids just look younger and younger.
they do. Hey, is anyone playing fantasy football? Because today's the first day of football, and I went from being in 0 fantasy football leagues to this year being in 2.
I don't watch football.
You're weird.
But we have
Someone in the chat does.
There is a house fantasy league.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, a bunch of the guys in the house are in a fantasy league together.
We have a Storm Fantasy League. Right now, I'm matched up against Corbett Austin this week.
Oh.
I'm winning currently 41-13. But it is early. It's just game 1.
I have faith in Corbett.
Yeah. Brianna Archibald is in the chat. We are missing Brianna this weekend. She's on the injury reserve list.
We don't like that.
No, we don't.
We don't like anybody being on that list.
She has had a stretch of bad luck this year. Like, just freak accidents that have occurred. And by no fault of her own. She, fell on the lanes at one point. I heard she got in a go-karting incident. It's not been her year.
Does not sound like it.
Yeah.
I fell on the lanes at the tap.
You did?
Oh,
you told me that.
I slipped. I didn't fall down, but it was like a.
That's scary right now with your elbow.
My foot came out of from under my center, and I fouled, of course, through the gut, or I got 0. I don't think it went in the gutter. I don't remember when I left, but went up there, made a good shot. I hit the pocket, flat 10. I think I shot 181 that game.
You were happy too, I bet.
I didn't really care.
Yeah.
I had a free entry. I was just gonna go bowl my 1, and then if I made the finals, cool. If I didn't, whatever.
TAD is a great event though. Jamie works hard on that event. He added the Las Vegas Open. That's the one around Labor Day.
That is nice for the open bowlers, I suppose, to have a chance to win some big bucks. So
but his major ones are July and February.
Yeah. Where open bowlers are not allowed to bowl.
Yeah, you can't bowl. Go away. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Just kidding. But
that's a topic for another day.
It's a really cool format though for all divisions. Even when the open bowlers are in it, because you really take Darren, right? Say he makes the finals. If you're a handicap bowler or in one of the other divisions, you don't face Darren until the finals when you're bowling.
Yeah, you only bowl one open division bowler in the finals, and an open division bowler didn't win this year.
Yeah. We got a parent in the chat. She sees Austin Shepard to the right. That is why we are streaming as many pairs as we possibly can for the parents. You know, we don't have we are not ESPN, folks.
No, we are not. We don't have the budget to increase the quality of our streams.
Nope.
you would like to make a charitable donation to the SYC. I don't know how you do it, but
Well, most of the charitable donations go towards the scholarship fund. This is the
it's
SYC.
for the kids.
It is for the kids. The stream is for the parents and grandparents and moms and dads because tournaments are expensive. Traveling is expensive,
100%.
so like sometimes mom gets to go and dad stays home.
Yeah.
So this is really for the parents. So if someone's at home, they can kind of watch a game, or maybe the kids come in and see how they bowled or whatever. But the SYC truly is Storm's give back. Bill and Barb are two of the most giving people in the sport, and we don't make any money on the SYCs. The players that show up, like Darren this weekend, they donate their time. We're donating our weekend to the SYC. I mean, it's not really a job this weekend. Like it feels like it's fun. We come and hang out with a bunch of families.
It's not like I feel like I have to do everything that you're telling me to do. I'm here because I want to be here.
Yeah, exactly.
It's nice talking to the parents, and especially with as many, I want to say bowlers, but at the same time the parents watch the videos too.
Oh yeah.
It's really nice to hear some of the things they have to say, and I'm glad that I can provide meaningful information on top of a couple of laps here and there.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I don't think
It would be at the trainer office. Yeah, so on the right hand of your screen, you see all the SYC supporters. Those organizations have either donated, like KEGEL creates all of our lane patterns for the event at no cost to us. I Am Bowling, actually, they come and sell gear. They are the official merchandiser of the SYC. You see those SYC jerseys. They donate a portion of sales back to the SYC for the prize fund, the scholarship fund, to give these kids a chance to go and find somewhere they want to go for college. So all those supporters along the screen, those are our supporters. And then we also, out of every entry, $5 goes to BBBC and $5 goes to Make-A-Wish. So the kids actually give back to charities while they're just bowling, which is pretty fun.
Yeah. 100%. And if you guys are just joining us, we are giving a couple of bowling balls away. Blair will be giving hers away in Game 3.
Game 3.
You have to choose Team Tiger or Team Shark.
Yeah, which one do you think you can beat?
You gotta pick one that you would rather be eaten by. And then for mine, you have to go over to my Discord, send me a DM with the password. The password is Jeff. Jeff. No typos. You're ineligible if there's a typo. If it's
How do you spell
Jeff,
Jeff wrong?
I don't know, with a G,
No, maybe.
one F,
Yeah.
3 Fs.
I mean, it's your Starbucks name, so you picked the easiest name
Here,
because
I'll
it's your
show you.
Starbucks name. Yeah, because I saw his cup and it said Jeff. I'm like, did you pick up someone else's Starbucks?
It's actually one of my friends' names.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because we both college together. Mikey started using his name just because. I mean, Mike is a pretty easy name. It's one of the most popular names in the world.
Yeah.
But he said Jeff, and then it just became a thing to where when we went to restaurants that required us to give a name, we would all just give Jeff. So it'd be order for Jeff, order for Jeff, order for Jeff, and the person calling the names would be so confused. Like, are you guys all really named Jeff?
That's funny.
It's like one of those deals you go on Facebook and you find everyone with the same name as you, add them all into a group chat.
Yeah.
We meet here, we fight to the death. Last man standing gets to keep the name.
Love it. That's funny.
But anyways, yeah, those are the rules for our giveaways. And good luck.
I like it. You know who we're going to see on the left lane here?
Who are we going to see?
Ernesto Reynoso, current U15 Boys Junior Gold Champion.
And you, developmental Team USA.
Yeah. He's alright.
He
throws it alright.
Yeah, I was actually in line with him at Starbucks.
Yeah.
And we were talking a little bit. He's in the shoes.
Oh, he is?
Yeah,
He's in the shoe game?
He said, yeah, man, if you have any wants for the higher end newer stuff, let me know. And I went, I appreciate that. I got a guy at home.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the guy back home. He's always texting me, asking me if I want certain shoes. It's nice to have people in your corner that support your addictions.
Yeah.
As long as they're healthy addictions.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. Careful with that. Shoes, I think, are fine.
Shoes are investments. My dad always asked me why I bought so many pairs of shoes. I told him, one day I'm going to be able to sell these pairs for a lot of money. If not, as much as I paid for them. So I get to enjoy them.
Right.
And if I don't want them anymore, I get my money back.
Yeah. It is an investment.
I think anything can be an investment as long as you treat it that way.
Yeah.
Like, I don't beat my shoes. Every time I wear a pair of shoes, someone asks me, hey, did you just get those? Are those brand new? Like, now I've had these for like 12 years. I have so many pairs of shoes, I can just rotate through
Yeah.
all of them.
Zachary bought the same white and black shoes that you have.
The same white and black shoes.
I don't know. You're the black ones. Oh, these ones that you're wearing. I wish the chat could see these.
Oh, I can show them.
These are I think these are the coolest shoes. Hang on, let me make it big, really quick. Those are fire. You've been wearing those this weekend.
Yeah.
Those are awesome. And they even have a 23 on the back. That's cool.
These are the Jordan 6s.
Those are cool.
They're a retro of the Defining Moments package. So these actually originally came out in a pack with another model. And it was called the Defining Moments package. And I'm assuming it's because Jordan had a lot of defining moments with these two pairs of shoes.
I think that's pretty good assumption.
Yeah, and the other pair of shoes that came in that package are actually releasing later this year.
Oh.
These came out in 2020, I think. I was actually looking at the insole and it says 2020.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I'm assuming that's when these came out.
That makes sense.
I don't remember, but I've wanted these for the longest time. And
they're really cool. I was eyeballing them when you were doing the Q&A, and
I've done a lot of.
They're really cool.
In the sneaker community, we call it breaking necks.
Breaking necks.
Because people
yeah.
wear shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've broken a lot of necks this week. I actually had a guy. I was walking. I play Pokemon Go. A lot of you might know that. Some
He
may
does.
Not.
He plays
Reno
a lot
is
of Pokemon
fantastic for Pokemon Go. There's stuff everywhere. So I'm walking around the city, and I was actually walking to meet you guys at that bar we were going to have dinner at.
Yeah.
You and Nick.
Yeah.
And this guy rides past me on a bike and goes, "Nice shoes." And ever since that happened, I was on high alert. Like, I don't know if this guy wants to jump me for my shoes or... Because there are a lot of homeless people here and just people on this street not in the best condition. And it's
Reno is fantastic if you are walking in groups and you,
Reno as a whole, I feel, is really nice.
Yeah.
It's just the little downtown area.
Which anywhere. I mean, what downtown do you go to that you're like, oh, this is like awesome, right? It's any downtown.
Downtowns always have the highest volume of homeless people.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. And just,
It's just the highest volume of people, which I feel is why the homeless people are there.
Right.
They're trying to
get
some money to live.
Yeah. Anyway.
I could be wrong.
Reno's a great place if you're here in groups. Yeah. I did want to say, Brandon just threw a nasty shot on 39, left the 7-pin, but then did not convert the 7-pin. Unless he did. Did he make it? I didn't think he got it.
I see a couple of 9 spares on the board.
Did he get that?
There
I
is
thought
a 9
it was
out.
9 out. Oh, maybe it was 9. I don't know. It looks like we have a minor breakdown on 37 and 38. We're still waiting for Ernesto to Reynoso.
Do you think we have an update on scores for game 1?
We may.
Go Kevin Magnuson. That's such a strong name. Magnuson.
It is.
Very strong.
I'm wondering if, I don't know if Leanne is giving 37 and 38 some practice shots or if they're just going. So we'll just have to see.
It looks like they're just going.
Which is great. Sometimes we will offer it to them if they have an extended breakdown. She was down there monitoring it, so.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're going like it's practice.
All right, so U18 boys.
102 competitors. Comprised of half the field. Something went wrong.
Hang on, we're it's thinking, everyone.
It's Reno.
It's Sunday morning. It's Sunday morning. We're struggling.
It's recovery day.
Let's try to get in and out of this program again. Oh, Bullmetrics is down, actually.
That is tragic.
I just got the text. But I'm sure Ted is on it, so hang tight, everyone.
We will get scores to you as soon as Bullmetrics is back up and running. But for now, let's talk about Shin and this fantastic shot he's about to throw. Wow. It's like I can see the future.
That was unreal.
It was 10 back.
All right, let's see if I have bios. What do you think?
I like bios.
Let's see if we have any. U18 boys is always rolling the dice because I don't know if you were like this when you were a teenager.
Probably.
But they don't fill out. They don't fill out their questionnaires.
I was probably the same. All kids are the same.
Yeah. Especially the boys. I'm not singling out the boys. I'm just saying.
She is singling out.
In my experience, it has not been. It's not been the best.
I'm just kidding. Not all boys are the same. Not all girls are the same.
Nothing is working for me right now.
This is unbelievable. I'm surprised the stream's working.
I am too. If the stream crashes, I will not be surprised. I did get a text. I don't know if you know this little bowler, but some of the SYC families that are watching at home, Ellie Kate, have you seen this little bowler? Little two-hander. She wears a big bow.
Yeah.
She's adorable.
I saw her in Ohio, yeah.
She won the U12 girls division of the EYT, the Battle Royale, which is our first EYT title. I just got the text.
Awesome.
So shout out to little Ellie Kate.
Yeah, congratulations to her. I just want to say, I think Brandon's got on lane 39. I like his ball roll a lot. It's really clean off his hand. He gets out of it very efficiently. That is the kind of motion at the bottom that you want to mimic if you want reverie. It's very fast, very clean.
Brandon, I have an old bio for Brandon. Let's see.
Brandon,
okay.
yeah, we're talking about you. I think you throw it nice.
He's from San Diego.
San Diego, okay.
Bowls at Parkway Bowl.
Favorite Pro Bowler, Balmo. Surprise, surprise.
He won the 2022 PBA Youth Regional Tournament in Rockland.
Fantastic.
He used to play spike ball, or he likes to play spike ball at school during lunch and breaks. He likes to play basketball. And he likes playing video games.
All right, video games.
He wants to shout out to the Three Stooges. We don't know who the Three Stooges are.
Do you think he's actually shouting out, or do we think he's shouting out the actual Three Stooges? Or
I believe there's someone in his friend group that are the Three Stooges. I don't think we're actually.
Do you think he's a part of the Three Stooges?
Maybe. We could ask him. We'll get the lowdown on the Stooges. Sometimes we'll have kids. I always like reading these, like the shout outs, because sometimes they'll shout out. We have a bowler that shouts out football quarterbacks or like Bengals players,
okay.
Like all this. I'm like, and she does a different one every time. You jinx Brandon.
I didn't jinx anything. I just said he throws it nice. I like his ball roll. There is quite a bit of curve to the right. I feel like there is a very, not a defined spot, but it's kind of a hot spot.
We got a Starbucks delivery.
Wow. Must be nice.
Yeah. Went through my Starbucks forever.
There is a spot that's pretty nice. That has been nice all week. And it's been to the right. And I don't see a lot of people trying to play there. Or a lot of kids are not attempting to play there. And I feel like it could be because of maybe not being comfortable playing in that spot, maybe getting a little too tied into the pattern graphs and trying to figure out where to play based on that. That's why I don't really like the rule of 31. I've been told it's more of a suggestion of 31. It's more a rule to follow if you don't really know where to go. It's a place to start. But I do feel like the Delta 1 has been really good.
The Delta 1. He's
Delta 1.
sticking with this Delta. I kind of like it. Delta 1 I like.
Surface and Delta 2, or Delta 1. I feel like was the play every single pattern.
Well, there you go, kids. If you're watching and you find out later, that's what you should have done.
Yeah, I'm not saying that for every pattern that's what you should do, but I've seen some shots get to the right by some kids that are playing further right, and it looks pretty good. We got 290 working on 33 and 4. That's been a really good pair all weekend.
It should have been our live stream pair.
There were a lot of 200s there yesterday.
Yeah, there were.
And then we have 279 working down there on 25 and 6.
Nice.
They'll be on our live stream pair game 5. Whoever player 3 is on the top screen.
Our buddy Landon Pietz, who is just to the, he's 38. He's on lane 38. He has bowled a few S5Cs. He actually works in our friend KT Simpson's dad's pro shop. He's learning the pro shop industry, right? He seems like he's having, either he changed his fit or something's going on this weekend. He's having some fit things going on, I'd say. That looks good. He went double and 3 spare.
You got the spare. We're
Yeah.
the positives.
But Landon's just a really great kid, and he's one of those people that I feel like is always tweaking his game. He's always kind of working on something, working on his fit, working on things.
What game is this? This is game 2. We should have a couple kids that have the chance to shoot 290. 35 and 6, player 3. On the top screen. We're going to get to see... It looks like it's Elias with 290 working.
Elias had a great start yesterday. All right, Bullmetrics is back.
He did have 224 game 1, so if he gets them all here, he'll be 114 over after 2.
Bullmetrics is back, but I don't know if our scores have been inputted. Well, it looks like game 1 isn't. All right, so U18 boys so far on the long. Trevor Ashby's plus 47. Tate Freeman plus 37. James Jerhobel III plus 33.
My boy Nihal with 225 games.
Yeah.
There were 15 200 games, game 1.
There's a lot of 200s.
I like my chances here. Actually, I don't know if it's going to get to 35 because they're half the field, only 15 there. Highest strike potential out of the boys in the U18 division.
We got 2 on the girls' side.
Oh no.
Sapphire No Fuente at 202 and Bree Pfizer 215.
So I need 9 more for it to be half. There are 4 more divisions. I heard Bella shot 238 games.
Oh wait, there's not some scores in. Okay, you're safe.
You got a chance.
Yeah. Caitlin Abagano score's not in. You're all right.
Plenty of very capable players. Yeah. Wait, were all of the U18 boys scores in?
Oh, let's look. I thought they were. I didn't scroll all the way to the bottom.
I don't remember seeing.
Oh, there's some missing, yeah.
I think I'm good. I think it's going to be close to 35.
All right, you're all right. You're all right. Bella Love, 238.
Go, 290 for Elias. He's got 514 to start. And he is in second place overall. So he's trying to give it a run. I think he was 60 back to start the day.
290.
He's averaging 257 so far for his 2 games.
Elias.
That is a really good way to cut a deficit.
Elias does have a SYC 300. He's bowled at 300. Nice. Bowled in Vegas, so
he's got a really nice ball roll as well. I bowled the main event team with him, Caitlin, and Zach Ryan.
That's a pretty awesome team.
Yeah, they carry me every year. I don't know why they ask me to bowl, because they always beat me.
Maybe you inspired them.
1 year was No Town.
Oh, wow.
I shot 799.
Nice.
I was high on the pair. I'm shocked nobody bowled 800. But
yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
That's a really, I mean, there's so many good kids out there, but that is a solid group.
They have won that event 4 years in a row.
I believe it.
Last year was crazy. I think the team ended up winning by 12. And I was bowling 180 the last game, and I was the aimer. I needed to fill 20 for the shutout. And I was actually pretty nervous because my luck wasn't very good. I brought 1 ball. And it looked really good for 2 games. I think I had like 510 or 520 after the first 2.
Oh my gosh.
And then it went away. they clipped really bad. A lot of urethane balls were going down the lane when I didn't think they were necessary. So they got kind of tricky for me.
Right.
And I ended up flushing the first one. And then I got 9 on the second shot. And we were good to go.
Man. There you have it, folks.
It's really nerve-wracking when you're bowling with a team, but not only with a team, you're the adult bowling with kids.
Oh yeah, it's so much more stressful.
You don't want to let the kids down, right?
I bowled an adult youth tournament with one of the SYC bowlers, and it was one of the most stressful tournaments I've ever bowled. It was one of Deandra's tournaments. She put out an actual sport shot condition because the kids want to bowl on sport shot conditions, which is fair. Like, it's good. I was following AJ Johnson in this tournament. I go back to the SYC bowler's dad. I go, I've never had to move like this in my life. I mean, AJ just
So you can attest to how it's just different.
Oh,
if you're following a professional.
Oh my gosh.
The way they change the lane.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, it was insane.
It's just different.
It was, yeah. So, and of course, I flew. The tournament's in Chicago. I brought 6 balls. I did not bring the weakest ball I had because I'm like, I probably won't need it, right? Like, of course I needed it.
There was a really cool hit right there on lane 42. I don't know if you guys saw that, but the 10 pin got cut from behind.
No way.
It happened so fast. That was like a slap 10, but it looked flush because the pins went away so fast.
I wish we had instant replay.
We need that.
Maybe I'll find an app that does it.
We need a bigger budget.
We do.
We need a budget.
Yeah, that would be the start of it. I was going to say something else. I had a question for you. I can't remember.
That just goes to show you guys in the chat, those of you that are watching, build a well-rounded arsenal no matter what.
Amen.
I have fallen into that trap too.
Yeah.
Where, we're bowling on a short pattern. I'll bring 3 urethane balls, 2 really strong asymmetric ones, and then 1 in the middle.
Yeah, no.
And lo and behold, the urethane balls look terrible. The big balls only last for so long. Now I'm stuck throwing this middle piece that is at the bottom of my bag when I should bring some kind of high road, some kind of IQ pearl, a hustle ball, just in case. And of course, the time you don't bring it is the time you need it the most.
100%. It is guaranteed.
It's like you're just writing it out. You can see it in the stars. It's going to happen before you even show up. I didn't bring this ball, so I'm probably going to need it.
I have this Electrify hybrid that I've had for a while that is so I like to play up the boards, obviously. I have a little lower rev rate. If I can jump back to the right at any point in the block, I will. That's what I want to do.
Sure, yeah.
And this Electrify hybrid has been money for me.
What color is that one?
It's like the brown and gold and.
Oh, the one that got discontinued first?
No, that was. It did get discontinued. It did not. Yeah, it didn't go through the other thing that happened that we don't talk about. It got discontinued.
Oh yeah, I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just thinking about what this ball actually was.
Yeah.
Like, we have a hybrid?
Yeah, it was great. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I shouldn't say I don't know why it got discontinued because
you do know. You just can't say it.
No, there are reasons for balls being discontinued. I don't know why that one was chosen, but it's never. There's always a reason. Like if we discontinue a ball, it's because maybe we know there's technology coming down the road, and we need to get rid of this one so that this technology fits in, or we're. Yeah, or we know that maybe we always know something's happening. So, if we've discontinued one of your favorite balls in the past, we didn't do it.
Yeah.
We didn't do it on purpose. All right, so we do have a giveaway going on. Game 3, which is next game. Uh-oh.
This is the first.
What's
I'm
going
signing
on?
like a voodoo South Park.
Do you feel like someone's going to feel this? Feel this signature? Anyway, so we're doing.
Your forehead? Like a voodoo doll?
So we are giving away a ball next game. The way to get in is to comment whether you are on Team Shark or Team Tiger. And if you don't know what that question is, it's which would you rather be attacked by, a shark or a tiger? Because our giveaway is coming at the end of next game.
Oh, here we go, yeah.
We're these weird things where we can't really take a break, Darren. Because we got Ernesto to the left of us.
Who needs breaks?
We're not taking a
We
break.
don't need a break.
Like, well, you stream for like 12 hours at a time.
No. Well, we have the front 7 down there on 29:30.
Oh, yeah?
A lot of strikes brewing.
If you are looking at the scores and they're not updated, hang tight. They're probably going to go through the next game and clean everything up. That's what I'm thinking. We had a little slowdown, but Ted is texting us and keeping us updated, and it's already back up. So don't worry.
Dang. Small hiccups.
Yeah. Technology. It doesn't work great all the time.
Nope. But when it does, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. I heard that, again, it always you fly a lot, so you can relate to this. American Airlines had another one of those complete shutdown of the computer systems last week, where all these flights were canceled for a whole day, and then they're behind and everything.
That's a terrible thing.
Yeah, every time I hear that, it terrifies me, because I know at some point it's going to happen to me. The law of averages is that at some point, if you travel enough...
We just don't want to think about it until hopefully it never happens.
Yeah. It's just the law of averages. Like, currently, every time I go through Clear right now, I'm the random ID every time.
You're that person.
Every time.
I'm in the TSA pre-check line, and then I see the Clear person just skipping everybody, and I'm like, I hate Clear. It's so dumb. They should have their own line. Go through a different security
We used
line.
to have our own line. I don't know why they merged them. It is kind of awkward when we do
staff
that.
at TSA. I don't know.
Yeah. If you travel enough, all of those things make sense, right? Like, we go to enough. Salt Lake City, you should get Clear. You have Clear in Vegas. Salt Lake City has Clear.
Pre-check, though. It's not like it's that much faster.
Yeah, that's true. It used to be that I didn't need to get my ID out, but now I'm getting the random ID every time, so I might as well just be in the TSA pre-check line. Oh, it is a great white shark specifically. Someone asked what kind of shark.
Not a nurse shark?
It is a great white shark. That is the specific shark. There was no tiger specific, but we have used that, like, the tiger you think of, like that orangey, I don't know which one that is.
No, I picked the white tiger.
Or the white, yeah, right? Like the Hangover or whatever.
I was actually watching The Hangover last night.
It was on TV.
Part 2 and then part 3 started playing, and I was like, no.
Yeah. Well, if you went up to your room earlier, part 1 was on too.
Oh, yeah. Well, so I got back to the room and I turned it on, and part 2 was just starting.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. That movie was hysterical when it came out. It's still one of my favorites.
Zach Galifianakis, he was fantastic.
Fantastic.
So out of pocket. It just didn't.
Yeah, kids, you probably shouldn't watch that movie yet, depending on your age. Parents, you probably should, because it's hysterical.
Maybe not your age, but maturity level.
True. Yeah. Yeah.
If your parents trust you enough to not go into school and say all these things that you watch in movies, then you're probably going to go.
So Andrew brought up something that I'm annoyed that we didn't eat this weekend, is sushi. Why did we not eat sushi this weekend?
I don't know.
What is wrong with us?
I don't know.
I love sushi. I don't know why we didn't go have sushi.
Because you guys only have one sushi spot to go to in Utah?
Yeah, we do, and it's expensive. And you guys are spoiled with those all-you-can-eat sushi places.
Spoiled, or did we just make good life choices?
All right. So I'm going to introduce some bowlers. We're waiting on something on...
We had a little delay on 37.
30. Well, we had a delay on 37, and I'm not sure what's going on 39.
I don't know. We
Another
have
delay?
Elias and 2 of our U18 leaders.
Yeah, so on 39, we have... My sheets are out of order. Hold on, everyone. I got you. Oh, we do have leaders here. So, we should have Tahoe Miller. Tahoe. I wonder if he's named after Tahoe.
I have a hard time believing that one, but that would be kind of cool.
Tahoe Miller, Elijah Nebris, Vaughn Jaden Olivia, Jeremy Morris, Elias O'Halloran, and Kyle Oliver. That's who we should have here. Except, are we waiting on a 0? Did someone withdraw that I don't know? We'll see. We'll see who comes up.
I do only see 5 kids.
Sometimes we do have a couple people that maybe withdraw because injuries, illness.
Well, there's supposed to be 6 on this pair, or maybe they're just waiting for an absent.
I think they are waiting for an absent. Kenny says that this bowling alley is sick. He loves the big TVs. His dream is to open one just like this.
That would be really cool.
Yeah. Where do you live, Kenny? Where are you opening one like this? Jaden wants to know, is this an open tournament, or were there qualifiers? No qualifiers. It is open to any youth athlete. They sign up through the SYC. This one did not sell out, which is surprising.
Unusual.
Yeah, but it still is the second largest tournament of the year, just because of how big it is.
Sure, yeah.
So we had
another event going on, so
yeah,
probably would have sold out.
Exactly, and we did have to move the weekends because there's an air show here next week, which drove up all the hotel prices.
That's unfortunate.
So we had to move it for the families because it just, asking a family to pay $400 a night for a hotel doesn't quite make sense. Yeah. Ernesto Reynoso on lane 38. You're gonna hear this kid's name a lot.
Ivan. Oh, spare. The unconventional way to make a washout. A little backup ball action.
There you have it. Kenny's from Houston, Texas, so a national bowling stadium in Houston, Texas would be fun.
Yeah.
Donna would love that. She could do her X-out breast cancer.
Yeah.
All right, so make sure if you want to get in the giveaway to the end of this game, you just have to answer whether you want to be on Team Shark or Team Tiger. Which one would you rather face in the wild? Darren's Tiger. I'm Shark.
I am Team Tiger.
Here's Elijah.
I do like Tigers.
What?
Unlucky.
A shot.
We don't like to see that. Team Tiger. I'm also giving a ball away. If you guys know what Discord is, or if you're already a part of my Discord, which you can find on pretty much any one of my social media platforms. All you have to do is send me a DM with the code word Jeff, Jeff, spelled just like that.
Hang on, let me make it big for a second. Hold on.
Make it big. Make it
Jeff.
big.
That's his Starbucks name.
What ball number is that? 43. So we still got a few to go. A good chunk of balls to give away for the rest of the year. But don't worry, that's what Christmas is for.
You gonna be like Santa Claus?
Christmas special, yep.
Ooh.
So my plan is, whatever we have left to give away by then, we're just gonna do one big Christmas video.
I like it.
Don't know
Sounds
how.
fun.
Don't know how we're gonna execute that one. I have a couple of ideas, but we'll see.
Melissa asked if there's a delay on the scores. There is a delay on the scores for a couple of reasons. One, if we're looking at the house right now, they're not all synced because there was a little slowdown on one of the pairs. So some kids are in game 3 and like Ernesto here's in game 2. So we have that going on. And our scoring system I just got a text. He's having the biggest bowl metrics weekend he's ever had. It's being used all over because it's a great tournament system. If you run a tournament, bowl metrics is the scoring system to use. It's so easy. It's not based on whatever scoring system's in the bowling center. You scan a QR code on the score sheet. You input the scores. So if you're a tournament operator, it's fantastic.
Very good.
So yeah, that's the two reasons to slow down. It'll get caught up in a minute probably. Hopefully some of the pairs that have less than a full roster can help us catch up.
Washout conversion on 40. The 256 game down there on 29-30. Are they all two-handed on this pair?
I haven't noticed, but maybe it could be. Speaking of not two-handed, Anthony gets a mittful.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Well, there's a two-handed.
You can say that again.
Elias is two-handed.
So is Vaughn.
Jeremy is wearing a Belmo shirt, so
A timeless shirt at that. That's an old one.
classic, vintage, as you said
OG.
yesterday. I loved the timeless. I liked that ball.
That one was very clean.
Yeah. There's some people that are celebrating either early birthdays or late birthdays that are hoping for a giveaway prize going to them.
Ah, well, best of luck.
How do you pick? Do you just do a random?
So I have this thing, there's an app called Marbles on Stream on Steam.
Okay.
It's basically a game where marbles just race down a track. You can build custom tracks. I don't do that because I'm not creative enough, and
Yeah.
I don't want to spend the time building marble tracks, but
Right.
some of them are really cool. And I just run one of those, and we don't actually give the ball to the winner of the race.
Oh.
We do a weird thing. We make it extra random. So we'll run the race, and then we'll randomly generate a number. And whoever finishes in that spot wins the ball.
There you have
That's
it.
what we've been doing lately.
All right.
It used to be the winner of the race, but I don't know. I give them the option. I'll run a poll in my stream. It'll be, what option do you want to determine the winner? It's first place, randomly generated number, last place, 69.
I like it.
Yeah, I let them pick their poison.
I think this is all two-handers.
I think so as well. So this pair is going to get a little toasty.
Yeah.
I feel bad for whoever's following them.
Well, you know, it's interesting because yesterday in Game 5,
Oh no.
this pair became pretty tricky. And, you know, you were here in the beginning. So we started with U12 or U15 girls, and then we went U12 boys, and then we had U18 couple girls.
Uh-huh.
And so the last game was U18 boys, and it was cliffed.
I can imagine.
There was it looked hard. And it definitely had the lowest scores. So, but that just happens, right? Like, it's just the way a tournament goes.
Yeah, and judging by how Elias is bowling, he just looked at this game, and Vaughn as well. I mean, Elias came off at 290,
Yeah.
and his first 4 shots were, I didn't see the second one, but he bucketed the first one. In the third frame, he kind of left-toed one, 310 essentially, but he cut the 3 out,
Right.
and then he just rolled the 2-pin. So
Yeah.
obviously, this pair is not quite the same as the last one.
Right.
I would assume the last pair was a bit more open, considering it 290.
Well, Vaughn has been, I don't know if he is, let's look at it.
He was our U18 gold winner for the medium
He
pattern.
was. I thought he was pretty high up for totals, too.
Totals, he was leading by 60.
Yeah. Okay, so we've had some movement. Now, again, I don't know if all the scores are in. And, yeah, the scores are not all in.
I gotta
because-
assume because third place is minus 76.
Well, and all these bowlers are still bowling their second
Right.
game, so it doesn't do me any good to look at scores right now.
But, I mean, they are the top 2 bowlers, and their scores are in.
Yes, they are.
So, Vaughn is, I think, plus a little bit today.
Yeah, he
Or maybe minus. He's around even.
he's had a great event so far.
Absolutely.
And Elias went 220, 290.
Shin is bowling very well, or very good as well.
Yeah, 279,
Plus 90
213. Jaden has gone 211, 199.
Okay, so he's plus 10 there. So not a bad start by any means, but him and Elias are pretty much neck and neck for the overall. Vaughn is struggling a little bit this game. A couple of unfortunate breaks. He just 4-9 on the right lane after a couple of 210s on the left.
Got a lot of Bella fans. Bella's gone 238, 185.
Bella's got the most fans in bowling.
She really does. You
Bella
know, though,
who? Daria who?
There's another youth bowler, though, that has bowled some SYCs. Her name is Malia Briggs.
I do know who that is. She has a YouTube channel.
She does. She
Yeah.
started doing some reviews and stuff. She has more Instagram followers than Bella.
Really?
I was looking at it yesterday. Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah. I didn't know either.
That's
But
crazy.
yeah, she's done some ball reviews and stuff. She's getting
Nice.
into the game.
That's good. That's what bowling needs.
Yeah, they do. Or it does, yeah. I've always thought that bowling was missing the story part, right? Like every other sport, you kind of knew players' stories along the way.
I don't think bowling gets marketed enough.
Yeah.
The players definitely don't get marketed well enough. And you just don't know, like you said, the story.
Right. Yeah.
You just don't. I think bowling's just behind the ball in a lot of aspects.
Yeah, like the finals of the U.S. Open in tennis are today, right? So I honestly don't know, other than the Medvedev is from Russia, and I'm probably pronouncing his name wrong. I don't know much about him. But Djokovic, right? Every time he wins a major right now, he continues to break the record because he has the most majors of all time.
Right.
So, or he's tied. He's not. I don't think he broke the record. I think Nadal and him are tied, or Federer and him, or something. Let's look it up. Let's get the official stance.
Like, we all know Belmos. He's the best.
Right.
But do we know the
No.
ninth, the guy who's ninth in points?
Right.
Do you know his story?
And even to say that you know Belmo's story, do we really?
No, I don't think anyone ever really knows someone's story.
Well,
Somebody you
no.
watch on TV.
Yeah, fair. But even like Belmo has this cool story that like his family owned a bowling center, and he got into bowling, and he started bowling two-handed, and all this stuff. Like, have we ever really told like just the surface story, right? Because we could say like you're an interesting example because I feel like your fans do know you relatively well, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
probably more than your average professional.
But even at the surface level, right? Like I don't know. I think there's more to be told about all the bowlers. Okay, so Djokovic. I love how we're going into tennis on our bowling live stream. But
SYC Reno is on pace to be the toughest SYC of 2023, currently averaging 167.2 in the final ball. We do have to take into account the strength of the field, though. There are a lot of first-timers here, so that is going to dictate the scoring pace, or the scoring average. Influence, not dictate. But I did see a lot of the banners, and a lot of the names that are on them, they are not here.
correct.
So they, obviously they've won before. If they were here, they would be bringing that field average up. So it's really tough to gauge. I do feel like that's a hard thing to label if you don't have the same players bowling every time.
Yeah.
If you look at the PBA Tour, the same guys are bowling every single event.
Well, and so here's some interesting things about the SYC as I will go back into bowling. So, for example, Gianna Brandolino, she is currently chasing the all-time record of 12 by Spencer Robarge and Julian Martin. They both got 12 before they aged out. Now, historically, the SYC was founded in 2017. So Spencer was already in the U15 division by that point, and we used to only have 2 or 3 SYCs a year.
Okay.
So now there's more potential SYCs to bowl. And now Gianna doesn't bowl all of them. I think her stat is insane.
You'd have to look at percentages.
Well, let me just tell you, because we just looked this up because we just wrote the press release. So let me pull this up really quick because I don't want to misquote myself. But going down that same path, right? We do not do year-end awards. We don't do high averages. We don't do player of the year. We don't do rookie of the year. The reason being, they're kids. And the tour travels across the U.S. The whole idea is to bring a major tournament to a local community and give kids something to bowl in. They do sell out. We understand families like Gianna's parents.
You can't travel the entire country
Right, yeah,
for this.
exactly.
It's not going to be enough scholarship to pay for college when it's all said and done. So.
Right, and your parents have jobs.
Right.
Like, they just do. So let me pull this up. Where's my... Okay.
Oh, there's my boy Nihon.
Gianna. So she bowled her first SYC in Smyrna in 2019 and won her first title there. Since 2022, she bowled 10 events and won 7, and she's won 11 of 18 events.
That's great. I mean, just on that alone, I would consider her the GOAT.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like Belmo.
Right. It's actually an insane statistic for what she's done. Now, Jillian Martin, we'd have to go back and look because she won almost every event she bowled too. She was up there. She didn't bowl every event. She at the end there was some more competition in the division, and but yeah, it's just nuts. All right, so we got Bella fans in the chat. We got Annette Griffin. Annette, we are missing you this weekend. Weston bowls a lot of SYCs. It's fun meeting all these parents too. It's fun. What's our
That's really what it's all about, right? We're building relationships. We're getting to know the future, and the people that brought up these players that are going to represent the game moving forward. And it is pretty nice to get to know them. And even for myself, growing up in California and then having an influence on a handful of kids that are bowling and getting to know their families, it's been really cool. And
well, I think you can attest to another thing we try to do with SYC is where the groupings stay together, and we really do try to have social activities where they can make friends, because these kids are going to see them. Like the kids you bowl against, you're going to see them at Junior Gold, you're going to see them at other events.
All over the place.
You want to make friends. Like, when did you meet Chris? When did you guys...
We actually didn't really... So the first time I saw Chris, we were crossing next to each other Junior Gold.
Okay.
I think it was 2011. He ended up making the junior team.
Oh, nice.
And I remember my first impression of him, he bowled 279, and I remember him throwing like 6 balls. And I'm sitting here like, man, I can't throw a double, and this guy is throwing it everywhere, and he's bowling 270. And then later that week, he ends up making the team, and I go, oh man, I guess he's pretty good. And then later that year, or maybe it was the next year, he ends up going to Thailand with one of my good friends, Zach, Tori, and I wasn't very close to Marshall at the time, but we became neighbors, and then as we both were living in Vegas, I got really close to Marshall too. So literally 3 of my best friends were 3 of the best youth bowlers on the planet.
Right. In
the early 2000s or 2010s.
Yeah.
And now we're all really close. I room with Chris. Marshall's one of my best friends too. We bowl for the Kingpins together. Zach and I both live in Vegas. We play video games together. We bowl tournaments together when we can. And you just never know who you're going to meet.
Right.
And some of the people that you look up to could turn out to be one of your best friends. Because I didn't know who Marshall was in 2010 when he was making a name for himself, winning all these things.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, this Marshall guy's really good. I want to be as good as him one day. And then behold, now we're playing golf 4 times a week together.
Well, and I think that's a good point too, because sometimes when you're in the moment of being a kid and you're bowling against another kid, and they're really good.
Right.
And you're like, either you're the person that keeps losing to this kid over and over, which can be kind of frustrating. Yeah. But you just don't know what'll happen, and you guys could be best friends. Like, if you have a bowler that you're like, oh my gosh, I never, like, for me, it was Mary, right? Mary won everything.
Mary's really good. She's probably going to go down as one of the biggest what-ifs.
Yes, agreed. Like, and she just kind of lost it, but she won everything. So I came in second to her 1,000 times, or third or whatever. Like, I lost to Mary a lot, and now we're really good friends. Like, I'm gonna go see her this week. Like, it's, you just
never know.
Yeah.
It's just really funny for me looking back, because I was kind of a late bloomer.
Yeah.
I wasn't one of those really good youth bowlers. I was fortunate enough to make Team USA as a junior my last year, and I was 21.
Yeah.
Like, a 21-year-old now doesn't have a chance to make the junior team anymore.
Right.
So I really do consider myself a late bloomer.
Yeah.
And once I kind of got my foot in the door, and I started making friends with the better bowlers and finding out a little more, they're more personable, because now I get to see them and actually bowl alongside them.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It just changes. Yeah, it does. So if you're going through something and you're like we have parents come and it'll be their first SYC, and they'll be worried because they'll be like, we don't know if they're gonna make any friends, and we're like, you really don't have to worry about that. Like, they're gonna find a friend. They're gonna find someone that meshes with them.
There's somebody for everybody.
Yeah, and we see it happen every time. Like, you start and you don't really know anyone, and then you find someone and they're hanging out. Yeah.
Even like, I'm sure I don't like saying that I'm in a position of a famous person or anything like that. Right. I really don't like looking at it like that, but I got people tuning into my stream. Sometimes I'm playing video games, and then sometimes I open it up to people in the stream to play with me. And now some of those people I play video games with all the time.
Yeah, which is cool.
Yeah.
That's fun. Yeah. Okay, so we have some questions about what game. It is game 3.
Giveaway.
Everyone is in game 3. So.
But 37 and 38 is only in the second frame.
I know, but it feels a little better than last game, although it'll happen again because they're in frame 8. Yeah.
What, Team Tiger or Team Shark?
It's true. You gotta drop it in.
Which animal would you rather have eat you?
Yes. And if you answered earlier, and let us know you're still watching. If you're Team Shark or Team Tiger.
Yeah, I put it that way because I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure the human is gonna lose every time. That's just.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
It is, yeah. There have been some in the news, like people winning Team Shark attacks.
Sure, yeah, but I mean, with the sheer amount of people that were asking,
oh yeah,
the percentage of people winning is not going to be very high.
I like the people that say they can outrun a tiger. I really want to see it.
Like how fast can a tiger run?
I don't know, but someone in the chat said that they their heart isn't very strong. So they get tired really fast. I didn't know that.
But that's got to be, you got to talk about that in relation to the size of a human heart. Because tigers are bigger than humans.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine a tiger's heart is smaller than a human's.
The only time I'm running is to catch a flight.
It's ratio-wise. Oh man, I have a flight story that I don't really want to talk about it because it just makes me angry. But it was a Delta flight, and I swear by it, I will never book a Delta flight ever again.
Uh-oh.
It was literally the last flight out.
Well, we love Delta in Utah, so just
because you guys have
we're a hub.
Yeah, I understand that. But
go ahead.
I've had 2 Delta experiences. Both were god awful. Connecting flight.
Okay.
Our flight's running late. We land literally across the airport, opposite side of the terminal. I got a duffel bag and a backpack.
Of course.
They're pretty heavy. My backpack's usually about 30 pounds because I got all my accessories, my bowling shoes, you name it. Whatever you need for a trip, it's in my backpack.
Okay.
And all my clothes in my duffel bag. So I'm running. I am literally spearheading this
sprint
1 mile run for 15 people. I get there first. As I show up, the plane is backing up. And I'm standing there like, this is the last flight of the day. I know for a fact that flights have been held for connecting flights that are running a little late, and it's the last flight of the day. It's not like you have another flight coming in.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, I got burned on a Delta flight that way one time too.
That made me very angry.
Yeah.
Because I go to get my hotel room, right? and they don't give me a full voucher because they said it wasn't their fault. I said, if you held the plane for 5 more minutes, 15 people would have made their flight.
Right.
But you didn't.
Yeah.
You didn't even try.
Yeah.
You know what's even worse? Nick was on that flight.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. I was like, Nick, tell them we're coming. We just landed. We're coming. I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like a person
No.
to do that.
No, I'm not gonna blame him.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my.
That
my,
sucks.
It was.
Were you going to Reno? Is that where you're going, or
Syracuse.
Syracuse? Oh, okay.
It was just a really
oh,
bad.
Right. Yeah.
It was a really bad flying experience, and I felt like they didn't have to do that.
So I have I love Delta. I actually really enjoy Delta flights, and we're a hub, and so all this stuff. But years and years ago, I had a very similar thing happen where we had gotten delayed in Chicago by Delta. We were flying actually to Reno, and I was flying with another guy that was bowling in Reno or whatever, and same thing. We were on the last flight to Reno of the day. I can't remember where it must have been Salt Lake. I think we were connecting in Salt Lake, and we landed, and we were running, and they had shut the door. They weren't even pulled back. They shut the door,
In your face,
and they
basically.
wouldn't let us on. They said the door's shut, and we're like, it's the last flight. So what do you want us to do?
Yeah, right.
And
Like, you
so,
have to stay there.
and then they wouldn't give us a hotel voucher, and I'm like, this was 100% you, but they blamed the weather.
Yeah, so the same thing happened
Yeah.
with us. Like, you blame the weather, yeah. It's not my fault. Why do I have to pay for a flight when
Right.
you could have held that flight
Right.
just a little longer?
Right. Yeah.
So now they're just like,
Yeah.
it becomes an ethics thing for me.
Oh
And
yeah.
I've had so
And it's
many
the
things.
last flight. The last flight
Right.
that makes the difference.
Yeah, it was.
Because if you're the last flight out, you're forcing people to choose whether
And
are you going to
it's-
sleep in the
It's
airport.
not like, so we were leaving to a smaller airport, like
Yeah.
Syracuse. And
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
not
yeah.
a hub.
No.
No one is connecting from Syracuse to somewhere else.
Yeah.
Their final destination is Syracuse.
Yeah.
They can wait 5-10 minutes.
Right,
Like
yeah.
flights delay all the time for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Where's this going to be next year? Is it going to be there again?
What's that? You're alright. That is what we're doing. Alright. Yeah, I fly a lot. I've seen a lot of things. I do fly standby as well because my dad works for the airline, so I've had a lot of unique situations that most normal flyers would not encounter.
Yeah.
I've actually been pulled off a flight one time
No way.
after the door was closed.
Oh.
This lady showed up late. They were calling her name, called her name too many times. She should have been there. And I was given a seat already. And usually we don't get seats until everyone's on the flight. They figure who's showing up, who's not. They get a head count, they get a seat count,
Right.
and then they give out the seats if the flight's full.
Sure.
So I'm already good to go. My bag's up in the overhead. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
They get on the plane. This lady is following the employee. The door closed behind me when I walked down the jet bridge. So I'm like, cool. I'm good to go. I think I was leaving Arizona, and
Yeah.
flights have been slammed all day. So I'm in the
Right.
airport all day. I finally get on, and they pull me off the flight. I hear this lady was at the bar. Just
Ah.
it's like, oh yeah, I'm so sorry. I was at the bar. I didn't hear my name and blah blah blah. And, that made me really angry because I have seen the door shut in my face later to find that there were seats on the flight, and the employees just forgot to call the rest of the standbys. So I'm sitting here like, you pulled me off of the flight after the door was closed. That door's not supposed to open again once it closes.
Yeah.
But you did that for
So
this
they
person.
can do it.
They can. They just
Unbelievable.
don't.
Unbelievable. Leanne's gonna chat with you for a minute,
Okay.
and then I'll be right back, and we're gonna give away the ball
When you come back?
when I come back.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead, Leanne.
So Team Shark, Team Tiger, if you guys want to win this giveaway that Blair is conducting, if you want to win my giveaway, you have to go to my Discord. You can find that anywhere on any of my social media platforms. Send me a DM with code word Jeff, Jeff. And yes, it does have to be spelled correctly.
Who's Jeff?
Jeff is my alias when I go to
Today?
Starbucks.
Oh, okay.
Or when I
So
go
like
anywhere
when you
that
check
requires
in at
it.
a hotel, what's your last name, Jeff? You fly under the radar.
I just give them my credit card.
Jeff
or
Tang.
my ID, yeah.
Is
It's just
Jeff
easier than Darren.
It
is, yeah. Because it's never Darren. So the way I see it, what's the point? If I tell
Jeff's
them
easy.
Darren and it's not going to be Darren,
You always wanted to be a Jeff?
Jeff, Nick, Bob, Nick. Or Jeff, yeah. Nick.
We
I
got
should start
out
using
here in
Nick.
front of us.
We have a
Some
lot.
U18 boys.
Pair full of two-handers.
The whole pair was two-handed?
The future, yeah.
I believe it.
We've had some pretty good games, some pretty rough ones. I'm assuming this pair played a little different than their previous. Elias had 290, but still bowled a pretty good game here. I think he's...
Elias had 290.
Yeah, I think he's
I
got...
thought I just saw him leading.
He's got 750 for his first three.
750.
I think he's taking a pretty commanding lead for the overall now. Because unfortunately, Vaughn had 149. And he
Oh,
was
really?
leading to start the day. So Vaughn's going to be about minus 40 for the day.
So
I
we're
think that puts him at 75 over overall.
finishing up game 3.
Yeah, they're on
Okay.
the same pair.
All right.
So 2 games to go. It's looking pretty good for Elias.
He's won a few SYCs before. Hasn't won in a
Good.
while, so that's good.
We've got Nihal over here on 38. I think he's bowling okay. About 20 over. For the few scores we did see on the on bowl metrics. But we've got a little.
Good shot.
The pace is a little off here because
Yep.
I don't know what happened down here on 37 and 8.
We had a ball return.
Ball return. A little play
Yes,
there.
ball return last game.
The scores are going to be uploaded a little staggered for probably the rest of the block. Hopefully it evens out sooner than later.
You guys are having a Team Shark and Team Tiger contest?
Yeah, that's how Blair is determining her
What
ball
team are
giveaway.
you on?
I'm on Team Tiger
Team Tiger?
because I don't swim very well,
Gotcha.
so I'm probably gonna drown before the shark eats
We
me.
all know Blair's on Team Shark. Hi, Blair.
Hi, Team Shark.
Which team are you on? Me? Are you
She's
Shark
Team
or Tiger?
Leanne.
I don't know if I'm on. I mean, it's just been you and Gary, Team Shark and Team Tiger. I don't know. I don't even know what I picked.
Team Tiger by association.
I think she picked shark at first and then switched to tiger at one point. What are you at right now? What do you feel like today?
Oh, that's
Would
a
you
good
rather go
shot.
up against a shark or a tiger?
I like tigers better than sharks. Like when I go to a zoo, I always want to go see the lions and tigers.
But what do you feel like you could face them?
Either
I feel like I would lose to both.
Exactly.
So I got a question: is Chris Prater Team Shark or Team Tiger?
I don't think we've ever asked him. He's never been on the morning bowl.
Because he loves sharks.
Yeah, he has
So-
to be team shark.
It has to be
No,
Team
no, no.
Shark.
You would think he would be Team Tiger because he wouldn't want to kill a shark.
That's true.
Oh, that's true. Alright. Leanne, thanks for covering.
Anytime. I'm out. See ya.
Unless you want to hang out.
It's hard for me to sit.
Now our main pair is going to be
Down for a second.
down for a couple more frames.
Yeah, we're doing staggered bathroom breaks because, believe it or not, the live stream booth does have to
No.
take a break.
No, professional live streamers don't go to the bathroom.
Well, they're not on for 5 straight games. Maybe they are, actually. I don't know how they do. Anyway, that is not a conversation I want to start in the chat. But I will start looking through and pulling out the comments. So,
While Blair's doing that, I'll talk about bowling.
okay, you go
At
ahead.
this point in the block, I feel like players should be moving in minimum probably 4th, close to the 5th arrow, using that hold that's in the front of the lane because, like we talked about earlier, the length of the pattern is longer than the other ones, and there's about relatively the same amount of oil, so there's going to be less oil per board. The lanes are going to break down faster, and as the kids bowl, they're going to be burning up that spot, and I think that's why a lot of the kids struggled this game. They weren't getting far enough left. Their ball wasn't floating to the front of the lane as easy. in turn, they're trying to force it to the front, and whenever you're forcing it, when bad ball reaction starts to happen. We had a couple of 140 games here, a couple of 170s, a 160, and Elias is a little more on the speed dominant side, so it looked like he was able to keep it online longer. He was also throwing a symmetric ball, so that was going to help him get to the front. But yeah, we'll see how they navigate the rest of the day. Elias is bowling very well. He's got about 750 after 3.
Darren, you had a question in the chat.
I have a question.
How do you recommend getting practice on tougher patterns?
Well, that is tough because it does depend on where you are. If you are located in Vegas, Ed Leong, Dallas Leong's dad, he runs a sport shot practice every Monday night starting at 6 p.m. I think it's $15 for 4 hours of practice.
Jeez.
He runs 4 different patterns, I think, so that is a fantastic opportunity. And shout out to Ed. It's a great thing he does for the locals. And really anybody that's visiting. You don't have to be a local to bowl these practice sessions. You just find him, pay the $15, and then bowl your heart out. But if you don't have that opportunity, like I said, it is pretty tough. It's up to the discretion of the bowling center. I don't know how many Bolero centers would allow that. Just have the mechanic put out something. Find sport leagues to bowl, PBA Sport Pattern leagues. That is a good way to practice as well. I would definitely say use that as a learning experience more so than the competition if you just want to get your feet wet. So don't be too hard on yourself if you're averaging 20 or 30 pins less than your house shot average, because that's pretty normal. That's just what's going to happen. Jake right here is getting started, and his pair is not done yet. So he's going to be waiting for a little bit. I do appreciate that he's trying to keep up the pace of play, though, I guess. But I don't know if that's typically the play.
Wait, what's he doing?
His pair isn't done yet, but he's starting the next... I don't know how the scores moved. Because they skip 2, right?
Yeah.
Usually the next pair doesn't start until the previous is done, right? I don't know how that happened, but that's what's happening right now. Maybe he's got somewhere to go.
I don't know. Well, a lot of kids do have a long drive home, but he came and just struck. He's like, I'm
ready to go. I'm locked in. I'm going.
Yeah.
I was just a little taken aback because they're not done yet on the last pair. So yeah, sport patterns. If you are lucky enough to have a proprietor that will allow that and have their mechanic put out patterns for you to practice on, that's great. It is a very tough thing to find, especially if you don't live in a bowling-oriented town or city.
Alright, I have all of the people that commented put in this document. I'm going to do a random number generator. Jack lives in Salt Lake City.
Random number, or you can pull up your browser and you can pull up a roulette wheel and then copy and paste the names in there.
Ooh, all right, let's do it. This is why
I have done many giveaways in many different ways, so I've got methods.
Wheel of names. Let's go. All right, let's do this.
And now you can just copy and paste all the names in there. Bam.
If you answered twice, you did not get 2 entries. So sorry about your luck.
Here we go.
Do I just hit click to spin? All right.
Robert O'Rourke. It's my guy. Kyle Barr almost won again. William Weber.
William Weber's is the winner. William, if you're still watching, I hope you're still watching.
You lied. You put Kyle Barr in there twice.
I did?
You did. One with 2 R's and one with 1.
Wait.
But he lost anyways.
All right. William Weber, you are the winner, and you can email me at blair.b@stormbowling.com, and you can tell me what ball you won.
Congratulations.
And thank you for watching the SYC.
So that is ball giveaway 1 of 2. The second one will happen tomorrow, or the next time I stream. I don't know when I'm going to stream next.
There you have it.
More than likely tomorrow, at the very earliest when I get home tonight.
But we still have 2 games here.
Yeah.
So don't leave us yet.
There's plenty of time. You gotta send me a message on my Discord. You can find it on all my platforms.
And what are they sending you?
You have to send me the secret code word, Jeff. Jeff. Send me a DM on Discord. Jeff. Now, I'm not gonna run the giveaway tonight because I know some of you are maybe not the most tech savvy, so it'll give you plenty of time to figure out how Discord works if you don't know how it works. And if you just can't figure it out and Google won't tell you the answers, I'm sure if you are on the older side, you have maybe a niece or nephew, a son or daughter that is familiar with that and they can help you. As some of the kids have helped their parents with Discord this week after having some conversations with them. You know who Vaughn kind of reminds me of?
Who?
His style of bowling. He's like a two-handed Chris Moore.
Oh. I totally can see that.
I just watched the shot.
Yeah.
I like the way he follows through a shot. Like, it looks familiar, but I can't quite put my finger on it.
Let me see if we have some scores.
Bowl metrics. How we doing?
U18 boys. Now again, we're in between games.
You're 3.
Elias. We just watched him. Yeah.
Shin's still bowling very well, 90 over. Tristan
Now,
very steady.
let's see how many. There's a lot of scores
About
not
half
in.
the field is
Yeah.
not in there yet.
And Nihal only has 1 game in. So yeah,
Nihal did have 190 game 2.
there's a bit of a delay with our scoring. We apologize. So you know, when you're in a big center like this and it gets really like
When it gets off, it's
off,
just impossible.
it's impossible because if our scores went through, they're like trying to figure out which pairs they forgot, and so we'll catch them all at the end. Hang in there. I know it sucks if there's a division that's really close because you know, it depends on if you're a score watcher or not. Do you
Right.
watch scores?
I hate it. If I'm watching scores, I'm probably outside of the cut.
Yeah.
It's just not. There's no reason for me to know. I can't control what's happening with the scoreboard. So
Right, you're gonna put up the best. I mean, what's the
Yeah.
difference?
Yeah,
If
I
someone's
put up-
shooting 279, are you gonna?
yeah, that's just putting more pressure on myself. And
Right.
now I'm probably going to score lower because I'm not going to make the best shot I can every time.
William, email blair.b@stormbowling.com to claim your prize.
So I think you should drop your email in the chat
I can
so
do
we
that.
can copy and paste it so he doesn't have any typo issues. Unless I can find it somewhere. We are doing 2 separate giveaways. One, Blair just finished.
I just did.
William Wheat versus 1. He needs to email Blair what he wants, and I'm assuming shipping details and things like that.
Yes. We need shipping, we need ball, and we need weight, but we can get all that. If you
Yeah.
send an email and say you won,
Yeah.
we'll get all
Blair
of
will
it.
take care of it.
Yeah.
As for my giveaway, you have to go to my Discord, and then one, sign up for Discord if you're not already a member. Join my Discord, and then send me the secret code word, Jeff. Jeff. I will run it tomorrow on stream. You need not be present to win. It'll be pretty much the exact same as what we just did here. I'm gonna put all the names in a wheel and then spin her until we get a winner. Well, that rhymed.
That was good.
That wasn't intentional.
You had another rhyme the other day. I can't remember. Oh, it was today, the fry. You said,
Don't
it
be
kind
like Chris
of.
Vaughn. That one wasn't intentional.
It was, I mean, you really should tell Chris, because that could be a whole thing. It could be a whole vlog.
I don't want to tell him. I just threw him under the bus. I don't want to.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
fair.
want to make him aware.
That's fair.
I threw a couple of players under the bus this week. It's
Yeah.
all good fun though. I don't ever do that to people that I don't really know that well.
Right.
It's just my buddies. You know, AJ Johnson. I truly do believe he's gonna win one day, and he unfortunately does carry the title of best bowler without a title.
Who's that?
AJ Johnson.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I was definitely in the running for that for a while, and I'm glad I'm not anymore.
Yeah, AJ, yeah, it's nuts.
So we have Colby Cotto here in front of us. I got a little fun fact. My mom and his dad bowled the same Thursday night league at Sarah Bowl, which is now closed in Daly City. But
Okay,
yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, I am 14 years older than him.
Wow.
So when I was younger, I was probably running around the bowling center like an idiot while he was being carried around by multiple people in the bowling center.
Yeah. You know what? I feel like everybody has that story though. Like my parents were not big bowlers, but they bowled a Saturday fun league or whatever, and the kids were running around like idiots in the bowling
That's
center
just
the
what we
entire
do.
time. Like it's So if you ever got frustrated by kids running around a bowling center, we apologize.
That was us.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, let's be honest. What do you want us to do for 3 hours?
Right.
We can't sit still.
Yeah. And there's only so many babysitters to go around.
Right.
Like,
So we actually had a daycare.
oh yeah, right.
But as the years progressed,
Yeah.
that daycare turned into a card shop,
Oh wow.
and that was really cool for me. It wasn't like sports
Yeah,
cards; it was
yeah,
like
yeah,
Yu-Gi-Oh,
Oh, that's
Pokemon,
cool.
things like that.
Yeah.
It was really big into Yu-Gi-Oh, and that's
Yeah.
when I
Oh,
played
yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh growing up,
Yeah.
and we were hanging out in there a lot, so that was cool.
Well, I heard that because a lot of bowling centers used to have daycares in them, but I heard that was an insurance issue. That that's why they're not there anymore. I don't know if that's true. Someone
I
told me
can
that.
believe it.
Yeah. But anyway, the bowlers we're watching.
Our player 2 on 37 and 8 is trying to make a really good save here.
Player
49 in the fourth,
2.
and now is on a 5-bagger.
All right.
I really like how Vincent's playing the lanes right now.
So Vincent Jablonski, I feel like he did something. Did he get a medal? I think we got a medal. We gave him a medal.
Might have been the short pattern.
Short pattern, yeah. We
He
also
bowled 230 the first game yesterday.
have Solomon Johnson, Jake Peter King, Oliver Janes, Colby Cato, and Matthew Kraus. Those are the bowlers you're watching on our main live stream here.
On the main. Oh, nice spare for Nihal over there, picking up the 210. He might actually be staying at my house, and I'm going to train him for a week
Nice.
for team trials.
Nice.
Yeah, we're trying to set this whole thing up.
How old is Nihal now?
Nihal is 17.
I remember when he was little.
Really
Like,
smart.
Yeah.
Not allowed to have a girlfriend.
He's not
I was
allowed.
abusing him with questions last night. Because I don't see the kid that often anymore. And I was coaching when he was like 11, 12, 13.
He
So
throws it great.
he's gotten a lot better over the
Yeah.
years. But he hasn't been bowling a ton.
Yeah.
And he hasn't been bowling great. Probably because he hasn't been practicing. Which, that aligns pretty well. I was telling him, your expectations can't be that high if you haven't been putting the work in.
Right.
So if you want
Is
to
he
make
one of those super smart kids that has a really full load of school? Yeah.
He's kind of torn right now, though, because he wants to bowl,
Right.
but he also wants to get a good education. He wants he wants a degree in physics and business,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he wants a minor in something else. He was saying,
Yeah.
and I was like, man, those are some
There's
big, aspirations.
Micah Voris is another one that has a really strong school schedule. He's a really great bowler. You saw him earlier. I was telling Darren when we started the day, he hasn't been on the medal stand yet, but he was sitting second overall when we started the day, which is pretty much Micah-like.
I'm actually very curious to see how he's bowling today. Because
Yeah,
we know Elias is bowling really good.
right.
Pon's struggling a little bit today, so
He's probably one that doesn't have scores in it, if I had to guess.
they gotta be.
So he started with 167 and went 209 after that, so I don't know what he did
So,
game
yeah,
3.
depending on what he did in game 3, he's probably still in the mix for a medal.
Right. Anyway, but he's another one that I think he wants to do mechanical engineering or
Oh, good luck.
something that's very specific and doesn't have a lot of bowling options.
Sure, yeah.
Like they'll have engineering, and it might not be mechanical. I don't know if it's mechanical or not.
You know what's really unfortunate? So I went to school for mechanical engineering.
Yeah.
I
You
went
did?
to San Jose State. Yeah, I did. I got my degree. Yeah. A lot of my classmates had no clue how I was doing what I was doing because they were studying 24/7 just to get by. I graduated with a 2.78. I probably could have done better in school, but I didn't really care to.
Right.
I wanted to bowl since graduating high school.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm bowling on tour.
Yeah.
Why I decided to be a mechanical engineer in
That's
college
an
is
interesting
really
reason.
dumb.
Yeah. Like.
It was not the smartest decision based on what I wanted. I have good reason though for why I picked it.
Okay.
I never studied in high school. I was just one of those kids that could pass
Really
exams.
smart.
It didn't really matter. I mean, I wouldn't call myself really smart, but I just, you know.
Yeah. No, I know those people. Yeah, I got it. I was not that person.
I was one of those.
I was jealous of those people.
So
yeah.
I had a 3.96, I think, weighted.
Nice.
I easily got to San Jose State. I applied to a couple other schools. I got into one. The other two one of them was UC Davis. Didn't get in.
Yeah.
I had no extracurriculars. Okay. And my grades weren't fantastic. I think I was 26th in my class.
Okay.
My class was pretty smart.
Yeah.
So I ended up going to San Jose. I wanted to challenge myself. I said, I didn't really try in high school like at all. So I want to test myself. I picked one of the hardest majors possible.
No kidding. Yeah.
And that was very eye-opening. It was like culture shock. I had never studied before, so I didn't know how. But I had to study for these exams because they were hard. I couldn't just walk into one and just waltz through it like I had in high school. It was different.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you all hit that, or we all hit that, right? Like my freshman year, I had to study, right? My sister was like you. Like she could not do her homework, not study, and go and pass every test, right? Yeah, I couldn't do that. But what I could do was kind of get by in every English class ever. Like I was really good at writing, reading, that kind of stuff, right?
Funny enough, that was my best subject.
Right.
English, and I decided to go to engineering.
That's bizarre. Again.
Yeah. Also because I'm Asian too, so usually it's like, oh yeah, math should be your best subject.
Yeah.
Well, no,
that is, yeah, interesting. So, but anyway, I went to college, and so obviously my freshman year, my English classes are the ones I worry about the least, right? And then I took this extra, it was like a mythology class, right? It's all reading, everything. Bowling in college. When you choose to bowl in college, if you do, kids, you kind of travel on the weekends. And you're kind of gone the entire weekend. And you might have a Monday midterm in the morning.
Those are the hardest ones.
And you might not have done your reading. And you will get punished for it.
Yeah.
And I did. I got punished. I like completely bombed a midterm, and it was one of those classes where you had a midterm and a final. And so I'm like, well, all right, here we go. This is gonna be a bad grade.
I kind of just chalked those. If it was on a Monday, I went, yep, I'm just whatever happens, happens.
Right. Yeah. It's these are the things you learn. Right now all the kids are excited about college. They're like, oh, you get to choose which college you go to.
Time management is very important.
Oh man, especially for
that
bowlers.
Time. You need to make time for school, time for bowling, but more importantly, time for sleep, time to eat.
Yeah.
You just gotta make sure you're doing all the things you need to do to be a functioning human.
And your parents will tell you don't forget to, or don't waste the time you have, right?
Yes.
Like, and you'll be like, oh, I got this, or whatever. Literally, if you have time in the week to do something, and that's your assigned time in your head, like, oh, this is my time to do this paper, or this is my time to study, or this is my time to read, you better be doing it, because you won't get more time. Like, you'll think you have time at the tournament to do a paper, and you won't.
And then all your teammates are gonna want to go and have fun, do something cool, and you don't want to be left out.
Right.
So you're gonna have to decide, and more often than not, you go with the team because you don't want to be that guy that's, oh yeah, I gotta study.
Right. You're in St. Louis, and you want to all go see the Arch, right? And
those and for me, those were the best times.
Agree.
Hanging out with the team.
Agree.
And
yes.
Being in the position that I am now, I wanted to bowl, and I made that sacrifice. And my grades suffered because I wanted to bowl.
Right.
But looking back, hanging out with my friends was the best time I had.
Oh, absolutely.
Being part of the team. So
yeah, I agree 100%.
I don't want to regret, going back and going, oh man, I decided to stay back and do homework instead of going wherever the team was going.
Yeah.
To, have fun.
You don't want to miss those opportunities, but you could.
You do have to set priorities, though.
Yeah, you do, and it is time management. You're absolutely right.
So if you have good scheduling, it won't be a problem.
Right.
You just got to schedule things out, do the things you're supposed to do when you schedule them, and then everything will be fine.
Yeah. All right.
Vaughn's getting back on the horse. He can shoot 220 this game with 2 frames to go. Elias is in this all or nothing bucket. He's got either split or strike, but he's still bowling an okay game. He looks like he's probably going to win the overall and possibly the day if he, barring some kind of meltdown the last game. But I've seen the kid bowl a lot. I've actually bowled a couple of events with him. He's pretty even keel, so I don't see that. Unless the pair is just a disaster.
Yeah.
He'll probably be okay. Jake's bowled a pretty good game so far. He did just 2-4-10. Let's see if he elects to go for the count or if he tries to go for the spare. I'm in the position of getting the count every time with a chance to pick up the spare. That actually has a chance. And he does pick up the spare.
Oh, no way!
So he stays clean through 6.
Look at
2-4-10. He wants us to get hyped up, but it's way too early. I'm not. I'm just not ready.
You're not hyped. You're not ready to get hyped.
But that was a great spare. Setting up the back half. Player 2 over here is bowling okay.
Hey, speaking of get hyped, can we talk about where you're going in 2 weeks?
Oh, the most hyped bowling, I don't want to say facility, but environment.
In the world?
In the world.
Oh my gosh.
We're bowling the PBA League in 2 weeks. If you ever get a chance to go, 100%. You gotta experience it at least once. When the shows are going, it's so loud that you can't even hear yourself think.
So how do you prepare for this? Because you don't ever.
You don't. It's one of those deals where you have it or you don't.
Yeah, right?
Like some guys have it, some guys don't. And I feel like the perfect example, I don't want to use myself, so I'm going to use my brother. My brother is made for that.
Okay.
He feeds off the energy, he loves entertaining the crowd. He is one of the best TV bowlers I've ever seen.
Okay.
He just doesn't get there very often.
Fair.
He was telling us he was going to strike every single time on TV. And he did not lie. He only threw 2 shots, but he didn't lie.
Yeah.
He was telling Carol the entire week, all qualifying, I'm not missing on TV. Doesn't matter how I bowl here, I'm not missing.
And you know, I didn't even see it, but Carolyn's watching.
Oh,
your coach is watching. Hey, Carolyn.
Well, she could attest to that. Mikey said it. He said, I am not going to miss. And even with how poor his season was, we decided to bring him back because the team felt like you got to have a guy with that kind of confidence.
Yeah.
You got to have a guy that's going to step up when you need him to. And we all know Mikey. He didn't have the best season by any means, but we know he can show up. We know he shows up when he has to.
Yeah.
And that's what we need when we're bowling Baker games on TV. A guy that's not afraid of the spotlight.
Yeah.
And that's him. On the flip side, I don't mean to keep throwing my friends under the bus, but Nick Pate's not really that guy.
Okay.
He has trouble handling that.
Well, it's just
that moment.
It's
different.
It's a different environment.
And that's why I kind of say you're either built for it or you're not, because it's not something you can prepare for. It's just a different animal.
Yeah.
At the root of it all, it is just bowling. But when you've got people yelling in your ear, chanting your name, or
I mean, they tailgate for this.
Yeah,
you guys, there is actual bowling tailgating.
It's unbelievable.
There's no place like Bayside.
They are the number one fans. They are the number one bowling fans, and it is great. It's a great time.
So Carolyn and Dell have their big BBBC event next weekend, which we see a Valor versus the Big C jersey on one of the bowlers in front of us on 39 and 40.
That's awesome.
So when does the league start? Are they leaving right after the big event? They must be.
It is. So I'm leaving on the 20th, I think. 20th or 21st. I think practice session's on the 22nd.
Okay, so
they have a little bit of time.
They do have a little bit of time, yeah. That's fair. I'm excited to watch.
Yeah, if you guys can, definitely support the cause. Go over, do they have a website?
Oh, BBBC?
Yeah, BBBC, yeah.
They do, and they have a website. It's bbbc.org.
We did a really cool stream one time. It was a couple years ago, but we did a hot tub stream. But every donation was we were raising money for BBBC. We ended up raising $1,500.
Oh, no way. Wow.
I think the chat raised $500. I matched them, and then my buddy Derek matched them as well.
Oh,
so
cool.
it all ended up donating $500, and then I actually didn't know, but Simon said he would match too.
Oh.
So I don't know if he ended up donating the $500 as well, but I think if he did, it would have ended up being $2,000 for.
That's cool.
For BBBC. So definitely give back where you can.
For sure.
It's a great feeling just knowing that you help somebody else.
Absolutely. And of
somebody
course,
else that definitely needs more than you probably need.
Yeah, and I mean, we're really close to Dell, so we've seen what he's gone through over the years. Well, we've seen a little bit of it. I shouldn't even say we've seen it, because there's more than even we know, and all of the things that have happened because of cancer and the treatments and everything. But the money goes straight to supporting people, and I think what's really cool too is BBBC donates money not only to treatment and to research, but they actually purchase, like, because when you go through this treatment, you have food supplements that you have to take.
Okay.
And so they actually purchase supplements for families that can't afford it.
That's
so so it's more than just the general, like, okay, let's raise money for research, right? Because while research is needed, I'm not discounting research.
There's the immediate things that people need.
Right. There's stuff in the moment that you need. Yeah, so BBBC is one of our charities. I think the other cool charity, which Carolyn, we asked her, we're like, are you good if we start splitting the money a little bit at SYC's? We're working with Make-A-Wish now. So these kids are raising money for other kids that are going through such hard times. These stories are so sad.
They don't have the same opportunities as any kid.
Not at all. Right. And, of course, sometimes you have the children that, these kids that are granted wishes are going through a really bad time. Like some will not live, right? And then others, of course, David Haynes' daughter was a wish kid. So Judy still goes through a lot of stuff.
I saw Dave at the regional last weekend, and he was just telling me how some of the things she has to go through, and it's through no fault of her own.
No, yeah, she was just born and had this thing happen. Yeah.
He says she's a trooper. She gets it done. She's a happy kid, and she really doesn't know life any other way. So it's not like she has something to be super upset about.
Right.
She doesn't know what it's like to not have to do these things.
Right. One of the coolest things, or not coolest, I shouldn't say coolest, but our contact at Make-A-Wish Utah, her name's Mackenzie. And when we first met her, we asked her, how did you start working at Make-A-Wish, right? And her brother was a wish kid. He unfortunately passed to a brain tumor. And she said that when that happened, she knew she wanted to go into something that, he inspired her to do something. And she said, I couldn't do anything medical because I got PTSD when I was in hospitals. And she said, I couldn't really do any of the other science stuff. So she went into Make-A-Wish. She literally works at fundraising.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's unreal. So there's lots of stories out there.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah. Vincent is having a good game here.
Yeah. So is Colby. I think Colby might be a little too far right at the moment. His ball is hooking really early, but I really like how Vincent's attacking lanes. He's got the right amount of steepness. His ball speed is on the lower side, so allowing his ball to hook. The pattern is 43 feet. Probably stretched out a little bit by now, so he's giving his ball time to hook. And he's got enough head oil in the front of the lane so that it's getting through it enough. So I like that. Another thing that you guys can do when you're bowling tournaments, if someone's bowling well in your pair, or you see somebody bowling well around you, and you're not maybe doing so hot, maybe take a peek at the part of the lane they're playing, a piece of similar equipment. Just try something different if you're not bowling the way you'd like to be bowling.
Right. Agreed.
But I gotta say kudos to all the kids that coming out here and trying. It's definitely been a struggle this week. I don't think we've seen very many outbursts from anybody.
No.
Which is really nice to see.
Maybe they really do follow the no fry zone advice. They don't need the t-shirts.
Maybe they are frying, but they're keeping it internal. They're taking the Chris Vi advice, or not the Darren advice on Chris Vi.
Yeah. Maybe that's it.
Chris does do a really good job of not showing it.
Yes. Yes, he does.
And then we get back to the hotel room, and then that's when everything comes out.
Yeah. I feel like he used to fry a little bit when he was a kid. He let it out a little bit more.
What really good junior bowler didn't fry?
No kidding. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like if you didn't fry as a junior, and I'm not saying it's you should.
Yeah.
But if you didn't, you probably didn't really care.
I wasn't even good enough to fry, and I fried. Like I was there when I was a kid. Now, granted, so I had other sports. Bowling was always kind of the secondary for me. Always, like it was just the thing I did on Saturday mornings. But I was bowling some of the city tournaments and stuff, and I don't know what age I was. It had to be 12-ish, somewhere in that range. But I pulled the classic throw the bowling ball at the bag, and it bounced out, and it broke my mom's toe.
I couldn't even imagine what that would feel like.
It was...
Oh, a little backdoor action, yeah.
It was bad all around. There was... No part of it was good, and I don't often throw bowling balls at my bag
Sure,
anymore.
of course it's the one time you do, and it's about as
Oh,
bad
yeah.
as it can be.
It was, yeah. And it was just, like, it just hit the raw... Like, now the kids have triple rollers, but back in the day we had the, like, actual... Like, there were ball cups in them, and they would raise a little. It was just. I'm not defending myself by any means.
Very unfortunate.
It was not good.
We got some really good scores going, though, on our featured pair. Six action, let's go.
We're getting called out by the Bella fans. Bella fans,
Why?
I see you. They comment
Why?
every game with
Why?
her scores.
Why are we getting called out? She's not even here.
Yeah, but Jason said someday they will read the chat. I don't.
Wow,
Do we
you
really need to
expect us
read?
to read all the scores in the chat?
Yeah.
There are 209 kids participating in this tournament.
And Jason only sees the YouTube viewership. We have 82 viewers, Jason. Now, I'm granted Bella might have more viewers, but we are streaming across 3 platforms. So calm down. Calm down, Jason. And if you really just want to go watch Bella, Bella has a feed.
We are Bella fans.
We
but
are.
This is not the Bella show.
Yeah.
This is the SYC.
And-
This embodies all of the kids.
And Bella's not on this pair.
I think it's great that our individual ambassadors of the sport are doing well.
Oh,
With
yeah.
their live streams and social media stuff, but you do have to remember this is a service provided for the viewers at home to watch the kids that they're trying to support.
The parents, the grandparents, the siblings, the Darren fans.
The Darren fans. No, this is not where the Darren fans go.
Yeah, no, the Darren fans are on Darren's channel.
They bug me on my Discord for free bowling balls.
I am loving Jake Peter King's whole beat. He is
bowling
fun to
fantastic.
watch. He just has fun.
He's got 230 working right here. And then we've got one game to go after this. And that's really what we want to see. We want to see the kids ending on a high note, leaving here with their heads held high and wanting to come back. I mean, regardless of how they finish, we do want them to come back and
Oh, yeah.
try to either win a medal or
Yeah.
improve on their previous performance. And that's really what sport is all about. Like, you go out there, you perform, and then however you do, you find a way to get a little bit better for next time.
Yeah, and I would so we've talked all weekend about how many bowlers we have from the West Coast here. Obviously, we're on the West Coast, right? California. We mentioned this yesterday. You were a West Coast kid, so you'll appreciate this, where there are just not a lot of opportunities to bring youth tournaments to the West Coast next year, specifically next year, because of the state of Las Vegas and the Super Bowl and the Open Championships
The F1
and
race.
the F1 race. Vegas is
It's unbelievable.
yeah, so West Coast families, we understand, next year on the SYC schedule, we only have Idaho on the schedule. If you are a parent or a bowling proprietor that's watching and you have a bowling center that's like, why don't you come to Colorado or whatever, we have a form on our website that you can fill out. There's some requirements that we have to host an SYC. Mostly it's lane beds, and then, we just... The lineage, we try to keep the lineage a little low so that we can put the money into the prize fund for the kids, right? So, and we're looking for proprietors that want to have the SYC, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, so I just wanted to give that shout out to the West Coast families, because I know it's hard for everyone to travel, but man, the West Coast,
It's a tough one.
Sometimes,
and we have all
yeah.
these bowling centers closed, so there aren't a lot of opportunities for the kids to.
Yeah.
Or the opportunities are shrinking
Yeah.
on the West Coast, so it's hard for them to nurture what they got going on. I guess this is just what Jake's been doing every game.
Jake just goes down and throws a shot.
I think he's gonna have to learn that one for when he's done, when he's going on tour, because the A-ball are supposed to write the scores on tour, and if he's going to the next pair bowling already, I don't think he's writing the scores.
Yeah. This is why we might be missing some scores.
I just that one got me good. That's funny.
Yeah. It is funny when you see some of the kids, like, they do, as they get older, they do start to learn some different things. But there is that tour learning curve.
Absolutely, yeah.
We should teach the kids to double jump in SYCs, although it's hard with the U12 division.
The U12 and the brand new bowler.
Yeah.
That would be a really hard one.
But it would be fun to teach them how to do
don't-
double jump.
I think it's a great rule
Yeah,
if everyone bowled at the same pace.
yeah, agreed.
But
yeah.
because everyone takes different amounts of time to
Yeah.
bowl,
It's hard for kids.
it's not
yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Well, not
Oh,
just
and-
kids, but
yeah.
even on tour.
yeah,
You
that's
got-
true.
There are people that don't like crossing next to certain people because they bowl slow, and they throw the cross off. And
Yeah.
by no fault of their own,
Yeah,
if you have a pre-shot routine that just lasts a little longer, okay. But if you're taking forever to get up on the lane when it's your turn, that's where I have a problem.
yeah,
If you're
agreed.
not ready to bowl when it's your turn, you're supposed to be ready to go when it's your
Yeah, you're gonna get skipped.
You don't
yeah.
control the pace. Like if I'm the lead off and you're the second bowler, you're not supposed to wait for me to finish to go. You can just go.
Right.
There's only
right.
4 on the pair. It's going
Right.
to even itself out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the pace of play is more important than the pace of your pair.
Yeah, well, and then if you skip yourself, you can't just put yourself back in the rotation either.
Right.
Like, that's the hard part, too.
Like if you don't go,
Yeah.
the person on your pair that's on the other lane is supposed to go before you. You
Right.
don't just get to go on the
Right, yeah.
next
Just,
turn.
that messes everyone up.
Yep. So, yeah, it'd be tough.
Yeah. It's hard enough getting, we are going to start making traceable numbers, I think, because the handwriting is getting worse and worse on the score sheets. I'm not trying to call anyone out.
They need to bring cursive back in school.
They need to bring handwriting back in school. I get it. I get that there's all this technology, there's texting, there's typing.
Online score sheets. You just input your number. Or you take a picture of your score.
We've talked about that, but then how do they not? Well, I guess they could lie on a sheet too.
They could just write a different score on their sheet.
There's no winning.
Oh,
No, that camera's not on. You're good.
You're good, yeah.
Yeah. We have a question about the camera. We have 2 cameras. One's pointed in case something happens down there. Like yesterday, we had 300. I love that the kids live stream themselves.
Yeah. Or vlogging. A handful of them do their own vlogs now. And
Yeah.
that's really cool to see. Because I keep saying I have one regret about YouTube, and it's just not starting sooner.
Yeah. Yeah, getting the awkwardness out of the way earlier, right?
Yeah, that,
Like,
and who knows where the channel would be if I started 5 years sooner.
right.
Like, it could be at 1 million already. Who knows?
Yeah.
But that is very, very cool to see. So hopefully one of these kids hits 1 million one day. Or more.
Henry Hyde, who just threw the shot on 38 and slid, he has improved so much in his game. He's been bowling since he was a little kid, like U12s. Like now he's U18 and has a mustache. Like these kids grow
Has a
up, right? Like
mustache.
it's just. But he's another one of those kids that has a really hard school schedule, so he doesn't get to travel. He lives in Washington now, so he travels a lot in the Pacific Northwest. But he doesn't come out to SYCs as much as he used to, just because it's hard to miss school when you're in high school.
So are you saying that I'm not grown up because I don't have a mustache?
Yes. I'm just kidding. You do have a little. You have some.
I got some fuzz there.
Fuzz. No, I'm not. I'm not calling out kids because if you still grown up. If you, I don't know. I'm setting myself up to.
I'm not grown up.
I'm not grown up.
Not
Who's
grown
grown
up.
up? I do
I'm
have to
not
do
grown.
adulting though, like
Come
pay
on,
bills
come on.
and
I
all
play
that.
video games all day at home. I'm not grown. We got the front 7 over there on 29 and 30.
Let's go.
We also had a string going over there on 49 and 50, but that just came to an end. It's Kevin Magnuson. He's another California kid. Covers the spare. He can still shoot 278 this game. It's setting up game 5 quite nicely. And some kids are already in game 5.
Yeah, we're gonna have one of those where kids are gonna get done. And I don't know why this happens on Sunday. It happens more on Sunday than on Saturday, where the pairs just get off. Maybe because the long pattern.
I think it's a combination of a lot of things. You know, a lot of the kids just want to get done. So
Yeah.
they start bowling faster. Some of the ones that are bowling better are obviously going to be taking their time and being a little more deliberate. So that's where the pace kind of gets off, I think.
Yeah.
And then you have players like Jake, who just
He's like, oh.
I actually respect that. He bowls when it's his turn. a little faster than I would expect or recommend, but he bowls when it's his turn.
But you know, he's not mad that he has to wait a while either. Like, it's not like
Yeah, he just goes.
Yeah.
And when it's his turn, he just keeps going.
I do see George Aboud, who's helping keep scores. He's entering the area. You'll see the back of his head. Shout out to all our scorekeepers.
Old man Jenkins.
He's a past SYC parent. Justin's now in college. He's a senior.
Yeah,
Justin Aboud is a senior.
Actually thinking about doing his master's at San Jose State
Ah.
for his COVID year.
Oh, cool.
So he could potentially go bowl there for a year. And
That'd be cool.
you know, I do some lightweight recruiting for San Jose State. I can't make any promises. There's no scholarships, but what I can tell you, it's a great school. You'll get a good education if you go to class and do the thing. San Jose's beautiful. I honestly do miss it there, but it is very expensive. And you will have to pay the out-of-state fee if you are not from California, which is a real bummer. But
You sound like me. I do lightweight recruiting for Ohio State every once in a while because it's like Ohio State has a bowling program. They're never going to be NCAA. So if you're looking for an NCAA school,
sure.
it's not Ohio State.
I actually helped coach Ohio State
At a tournament?
in Vegas. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Robinson.
Yeah, Jeff.
said,
Yeah.
Jeff said, "Can you come help?" And
Yeah.
little did I know, I was coaching the men's team by myself while he coached the girls, and I was like, "Why aren't you here?" But
Yeah.
it was kind of crazy because they had 5 lefties on their team.
Oh no way.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So
Oh,
I think
wow.
at one point I had 4 lefties and a 1 righty.
Oh my gosh.
And it was really entertaining for me because South Point's kind of, it's dish,
Yeah.
lefty friendly because it's less traffic, so I was having fun with it.
Yeah, I mean it's the same, this exact same thing that you just said. You will have fun. You'll get an education, a really good education.
If you're competitive, if you were on the team right now, you might not have fun because the team's just not quite, I guess that's the word, competitive.
Yeah.
It's not super competitive in terms of, the higher level bowlers. But, it's a very welcoming team, very
Yeah.
inclusive. And you never want to be on a team that makes you feel like you're shut out.
No. Yeah, and I had that experience. Now, I will say the one thing that I do tell kids, now you went to school and wanted to be a professional bowler.
Yes.
I did not. I had no aspiration to be a pro bowler when I got out. Now, granted, the tour didn't exist, so
Sure.
would that be different
Wasn't really a
now?
possibility.
Right? Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Changed things a little
Yeah, I don't know if that was a different feeling, but
AJ Johnson just won his first title.
no way. We were just mentioning that.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, good job,
Good for
AJ.
him.
No longer the best bowler without a title.
The best bowler without a title.
Yeah, but can he do it in the States?
Yeah, he actually did win the Sam Ho
Okay.
in 2019, I think was the last time
Yeah,
we went. So,
yeah.
I mean, that's basically winning a tour
Yeah.
title. But yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, very cool. Anyway, so if you're a bowler that you're like, I want to bowl every frame in college, then that's a different looking or a different team than some of the other teams, right?
Sure.
Like
yeah, like the really good teams, that might not be the case.
right,
But like a San Jose State,
right.
I bowled every single frame
I
that I wanted to bowl.
absolutely, yeah.
Like, we had a couple of instances where we were going to win the tournament no matter what. So the last game was like, all right, we're going to have some fun. We're going to get the bench players in, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it was kind of a rare case because we didn't have many bench players. But.
Right. Yeah, so I think looking at what's important to you, like if you're, and we had other kids where, if you know, we talked about majors, right? Like one of my teammates, she was going into architecture, and she knew she was going to be at school for a full 6 years, and she knew 2 of the years were going to be really, really hard, and they happened to be in her undergrad. But she wanted to bowl for Ohio State the entire time. So she came for 2 years, sat out for 2, and then came back when she was doing her master's and bowled the last 2. So there's different things that, like, and she was a great bowler. She was when she came back, it was awesome because she had actually bowled. They have gone to nationals the year that her second year, and so she had nationals experience when we were a really young team. So it was really cool to have that, and it made an impact. So anyway, there's lots of things that go into college bowling.
It really depends on what you want, because I know a lot of really good players end up going to really good schools and they get no play time because you know the team picks who they want to pick and they have their players already, and you kind of have to earn your way. Once you get there, sometimes you just don't get the opportunity to showcase what you got because the team is just
stacked.
Yeah, it's just a really talented team.
Yeah, so like I got better than I probably, if I had gone to a school where I didn't play, I would have been the exact same as when I entered, and I would have sat on the bench a lot at another school, but I got a lot better because I could play, and you play against the same teams. Like you go to tournaments and you're bowling next to Wichita and you're getting your head beat in a little bit sometimes, but you're bowling against them. You can see where you match up.
Like I don't know where I would be if I went to like a Wichita or a McKendree type school where they had a lot of good players. Like I had to do what I could to help the team be the best it could be. It wasn't the opposite. It wasn't the team trying to field the best team so that they can win championships. It was we need to make ourselves better so that we can help this team win.
Right.
And we had a really good year where we won like 11 tournaments.
Right.
And we were nobodies.
Yeah.
It was me, it was my brother, we had a couple of guys that were pretty good players, and we just did the work. And, you know, it doesn't always have to be, I'm going to go to this big school and just be a part of that legacy. You can go to a school and create your own legacy.
Exactly. It really depends on what's important to you. Like, you have to, and no one can answer that for you. I think that's the other, like, because we'll have kids come to seminars and they'll be like, how did you pick your college? And like they're looking, and I get it, because I think I was looking for it too when I was a senior. I was weighing some stuff, and I wanted that answer.
Really.
Yeah, right. Like I wanted someone to just tell me the answer. Like, how do I pick a school? But no one can tell you, because it's your own decision.
I think I'm a rare case. I knew what I wanted out of high school. I knew what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then I just went out and found a way to do it.
Yeah. Right.
But if you don't really have that roadmap, that's why goal setting is very important.
Yeah.
That's your final destination. You can't create your roadmap to that final destination if there's no destination.
Right. Yeah, I was the kid, I'll throw myself under the bus again with my parents who probably aren't watching, but I was the kid that they spent a lot of money on tennis in high school. I didn't start playing tennis till 8th grade. They poured a lot of money into tennis, a lot of lessons, a lot of tournaments, because I loved it, right? And then my senior year, I said, I was gonna go play D2, whatever, D3 maybe, and had the commitments, all that stuff, and then I'm like, I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna go bowl. And they're like,
what?
They're like, are you kidding? No, I had been bowling since I was 5, and but it was not the thing. So yeah. So parents, if you have one of those kids, it'll work out. It's all right.
It all works out.
Don't panic.
We have a potential for 3 237 games on lane 44.
Oh man.
Hopefully he doesn't stop there, but I jinxed it. He
Dang.
now needs to spread for 236. But
That'd be fun.
That would have been pretty cool. A lot of good games over there.
That's one that the scorekeeper will look and go, did you write this score down?
Yeah, did you guys plan this? It's kind of crazy
Good
how it
shot.
got there, too, because two of them could have bowled 250.
All right.
How we're looking, let's see, game 5. I think Elias had 250 his last game, so probably going to lock up the overall. I'm not really sure how many one's bowling individually, but I don't think his game 4 was the greatest. No, wait, that was his game 4. His game 3.
So
Hang on, I'm confused. That was game 4.
game.
Maybe that's not the right lane. No, I'm looking at the wrong lane. Somebody else won 250.
Elias at 197, game 4.
Okay. And he can punch out 8th, 9th, and 10th for 225.
Look at Trevor Ashby's day. Now, I don't know where he was at overall. 247, 218, 204, 246. I don't know what he's doing game 5.
It's a very solid day.
That's a pretty solid day.
Is that the overall?
No, the overall, that's just long today. The overall,
Oh, so Shin is done already. 109 in the clubhouse.
so Elias, with only through game 4, did I just say, right? Yeah, game 4. He is plus 165. But these scores aren't updated because Shin is right behind him at minus 59 and he's done.
So it's coming down to the wire because Vaughn is bowling a really good game now. He's got 268 on the board with 3 to go. And Elias is struggling a little bit. And again, I don't know who else is in the mix. They just have to be on the same pair.
Yeah.
So, he does have a 65 pin lead on Vaughn with 1 to go, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he needs a double here somewhere if he wants to lock it up.
Look, here's Micah. I'm telling you, I don't know how many games are in. Micah overall is plus 51. He's always that contender,
Yeah,
right?
that
He's
puts him
one
in
of those. He's one of those kids that you just cannot. If you do not see Micah getting medals, he's still chasing.
Right there, yeah.
Like, we can, all the Bella fans. Let's go check out Bella. Bella's winning, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
she's probably gonna win them all.
Yeah, she's plus, and the person behind her. Again, we don't know if the scores are in. Oh, they are.
She's bowling well today.
She is. Yeah, plus 74 today. Candace is right behind her at minus 2.
She's having a very steady grind. Have a day. Have a day.
Have a day. Have a day, he says. Oh, Dahoon was the 290.
Go who with the 290? You take the lead.
And your guy Gyrus. Is it
He's good. It's a typo. Should be Gyrus.
Gyrus? Oh.
Gyrus. Oh, that's funny. I'm really happy for AJ.
Yeah. Yeah,
works
we
really
were
hard.
just talking. That's weird.
Yeah, immensely talented.
Yeah.
We put it in the air.
We did. AJ should thank us.
AJ should thank us. Yeah, really good friend, good dude. Just wears his emotions on his sleeve, and I'm sure it was a really special moment for his family.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure there were a lot of emotions once he threw that last shot. I also hope that he didn't actually win and didn't just win one of the matches.
Oh, I don't
It
think
wasn't
so.
bracket.
Oh, I don't know. Nana's usually she's Nana's an AJ fan,
Okay.
so I
she
feel
should
like
know.
she knows, but I haven't seen anything posted yet.
Yeah, I haven't gotten any notifications. Usually, we have a Team USA chat on WhatsApp, and usually that goes off when somebody does something cool.
Right? Huh? Well, maybe.
So we don't know. Instagram should know.
Instagram always knows.
Wow, maybe Jesper.
Oh,
Crazy. There it is.
That's crazy. Good for him. Good for AJ. He has worked hard for sure. Man, and he works with Mark Baker too, right?
Yes.
He's another one that, and I heard him talking on one of the shows about some of the stuff, and a lot of these kids work with Mark Baker, a great coach. I mean, there's tons of great coaches out there.
Bakes is great.
Yeah.
I've only worked with him once. Yeah, I think it was at team camp one year. I haven't really had the opportunity to work with him a ton, but I mean, I work with Jazz now a lot, so
Yeah.
it's good to see different perspectives, but I think it's important to also have a filter and really just lock in with one coach, because you could get information coming from two different sides, and that could really confuse you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just happen to work with Jazz now a lot more.
Well, and Bakes, for all the youth bowlers or parents that are watching, if you don't have a coach you're working with,
Bakes
and
would be fantastic.
and you are on the West Coast or in this area,
Yeah, make the trip.
Mark Baker's amazing, and now he does two-handed camps or clinics
He
and
does, yeah.
stuff.
He'll
So
sell out instantly.
yeah,
And they are in Vegas.
yeah.
It's really cool. He brings out the best two-handers. I think usually Simo, Chris, Troop. I think Sloan works those as well.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Get a handful of the best, and you get to learn from the best.
Yeah,
The
it's
best
pretty
eyes
cool.
in the game, and then the guys that do it for a living. The best pair in the house has a front 6 on it. I think that's all
Telling
the
you.
girls.
That is the best pair in the house. It is a girl's
Is it
pair.
Sapphire? I think it's Sapphire. Unless she's on the right lane.
It looks like
looks like the
Sapphire
left
just
lane.
threw a shot.
That's the front 7.
Go Sap. It is Sapphire.
I might have a picture. I bowled a team event, the Hillman Memorial.
Yeah,
Back when Cloverleaf was still open.
yeah.
I bowled the Hillman Memorial with Sapphire, my brother, Kyle Ackman, his dad. I might have that picture.
She had to be really little.
She was very little.
She tried two-handed for a minute too.
Yeah?
She was pretty good at it.
I don't know where this picture is, but it's definitely on Facebook somewhere.
All right, so for anyone watching, the main pair, 39 and 40, is in the 7th frame of Game 5. The pairs around it are in the 2nd frame. So, bless you.
Thank you.
We will keep the feed going as long as possible. We do need to start setting up for the award ceremony and everything. But we will try to keep the feed going for you guys, so you get to. I know there's parents that have been waiting for many, many days. Many being 2.
Does the stream end up covering all the kids at some point?
Yeah, that's the goal. That's why we don't move it, because everyone's like, why don't you move it, or why don't you show this pair, or whatever.
Yeah, there are a handful of kids that some of the viewers that don't have, someone that are trying to watch,
Right.
just want to follow. But
Yeah, especially this event. I'm pretty sure we covered most of the kids at some point on this, because we're showing 3 pairs. Sometimes we're stuck where just the way the logistics is, like we're pretty far back,
Right.
and we only can show like 1 pair. But this one, I'm pretty confident we saw most of the kids. Most.
And if you didn't see who you wanted to see, complain to Blair.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, go ahead. Complain. Complain. It's fine. I take complaints. I can't say I can do anything about it, but I take them.
We call it BTW. I'm not going to say that out loud on stream. You guys can figure it out.
Oh, man. We got a shout out for JC in the chat. Go JC.
Go JC.
I like this bowler, and I'm gonna have to look up his name when he is.
Vaughn ended up passing Elias
Oh no way!
for the overall.
Wow,
Well, 266 his last game.
good for him. That's
Wow,
a first
that's
SYC
great.
title too. Awesome. Now, granted, we have to see how the rest shakes out, but
Sure.
yeah, that's awesome.
I think Mike was the only one that was
Close.
relatively close.
Right.
He wasn't bowling great today. I
Right.
think he's trying to hang on for a bronze.
Yeah.
There were a couple players at a little bit over 20, 30. He was 50 over with either 2 or 3 to go.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a crazy finish over there.
Stephanie Alexander says it's looking a little tough out here this weekend. We have been talking about that. It is the lowest scoring SYC of 2023. Well, at least that's what Bowmetrics said earlier.
That's what Bowmetrics said.
It was looking like it would be the lowest scoring.
A lot of new bowlers, though.
A lot of new
That
bowlers,
definitely
yeah.
contributes to it. A lot of first timers. I
There's-
talked to some kids that haven't ever bowled on a sport pattern before.
Yeah.
So I don't know how often that happens, but seeing how there aren't a ton of competitions, especially in NorCal, so you get the opportunity to bowl on the sport patterns.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be a learning experience for them.
It is so different when I was just talking about this morning. It's so different when we come to the West Coast than like I grew up in the Midwest.
Right.
So
Bowling's big.
bowling, like you don't even have to travel 2 hours most weekends. Like it is like an hour, 15 minutes. Like I lived in Columbus, so I was lucky because the biggest bowling centers were in Columbus. So a lot of times your state high school finals are in your hometown. Like we were lucky. Like I realize how lucky you are. But out here, when you come
Little
west,
something. You
right.
got maybe one tournament circuit that they can bowl every month.
right, and they're traveling like even living in Utah now, there's the Wyoming Youth Bowler Store, which is growing so quickly. Shout out to Keen Tremaine and all the crew that puts those tournaments on. There was no tour. It's only been around for like 3 years, and now they're maxing out fields. But there are kids so in Wyoming, they're traveling from Montana. They're driving like 9 hours to bowl a 1 day or 2 day tournament.
That's a long ways.
I mean, I don't know how the families do it out here, but they do.
I mean, when that's all you got to bowl, you do what you got to do.
Yeah. Goody is in with Reno Stadium is known to be moderate scoring.
Fun fact, Goody drilled my first reactive bowling ball.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Shout out to Goody. Goody's cool.
It was a
Goody is Team Shark.
Storm Hot Rod.
Hot Rod.
Yep.
Nice.
I had the choice between an Inferno and a Hot Rod. And I
Good
chose
choice.
the Hot Rod.
Good choice.
Mikey already had the Inferno. That was partially why.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Samantha Archibald with, there were more tournaments back east. They just relocated from Idaho to Tennessee, and it was a factor in why they looked at kind of relocating where they did, right? Which I think some families go through that decision.
Oh, we actually have Mikey right here.
Oh, cool.
35 to 36.
So we'll see how he
Seeing him
finishes
for the first
out.
time this week.
I might be able to, when this pair ends, shift the camera slightly so we can have a little more bowling to talk about, but then we'll lose 41 and 42. I don't know. I
I
might
think
leave
we
it.
just keep it the same. Yeah,
We'll
'cause they
leave it.
just started, so.
Yeah, we'll leave it.
It's kind of crazy. They're just starting their last game, and some pairs are done already.
Yeah.
Sapphire did not strike in the 9th, but she has the opportunity to bowl 265 this game.
That's big. That's the
Quite large.
U18 girls. Let's go check out the U18 girls. We haven't seen any U18 girls today. So,
That's gonna skyrocket her up the standings.
I'm trying to see, because again, we don't have all the scores in.
I think it's updated for the most part through 4.
Yeah.
Some are already.
Stephanie Hong is plus, well, not a lot, plus 18 after 3.
Kaylin's plus 39.
Yeah.
And she should be leading. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
leading. But she only has 3 games in.
So Sapphire was minus 86 going into that game.
She can get to minus 21 with a double here. No, she didn't double.
She didn't double.
That looks like a tough spare.
So she really just was having a let's go off on a good note
Yeah.
game, which is great.
It's strong. I mean, who knows
Yeah.
where is she in the overall?
I do
I mean,
not
I've
know.
got to assume Kaylin's probably pretty
She was leading going into today by a lot.
Yeah, she's the only one.
Yeah, yeah.
Just once again today.
Yeah, so
She wasn't fourth.
maybe that gets her to the cash.
You never know.
Yeah, she's doing all she can.
Yeah, that's all you can do, and we don't know where Bethany and Kira are in terms of how many games they have in. Well, actually, we can kind of.
Kira was, she had them in.
They're all.
Kira was, she's minus 25 on the day.
So she's gonna be tough to catch.
Yeah, and then Bethany is minus 95 going into 4, or going into 5.
They're both pretty far ahead.
Yeah.
250 is going to give her a chance, though. You know, a 100-pin swing could happen. You put up a big game.
Yeah.
Never know. That's why you always give it your all.
James Strahobel III finishing with a turkey. I'm calling it. I called it, and he did it. Let's go, James.
It's a nice, clean 223 to cap off his SYC 2023.
Sam Archibald said she put 40,000 miles on her car in 1 year.
Wow.
Traveling youth bowling
That
circuits.
is amazing.
It's like a tour. They're
Yeah.
like little tour players.
I don't put that many miles on my car. I don't drive the tour.
I don't think you could. It would be tough.
We did this year.
Did you?
Chris drove.
Oh, yeah. How many miles did he put on his truck?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
It's got to be a good amount. I did drive 1,000 miles last weekend, though, in San Jose.
Wow.
Nice bowling. You were in second with one to go. You were in second with one to go. Who's leading the U15? You got the plus 30. That's gonna have a chance. What did he bowl the last game? That was Dohoon. Oh, Jairus put up a good number, so Dohoon still needs to bowl an okay game.
Yeah. Yeah. And the Never Give Up Scholarship. We talked about it earlier. There's
Right.
some money out there. So, do you think, I'm looking at player 2, I don't know his name. I need to look up his name. He was wearing this 2020 jersey the whole year. What do you think 2020 is going to be known as in the future?
The COVID year?
But like, you know, it's just like, there was so much stuff, there's so much weird stuff that happened.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be this history, like, there's gonna be a movie, and there's gonna be a spoof movie.
Sure.
There's gonna be, like, all kinds of stuff.
I want to know how things would have been if it never happened. Because
Oh my
that was probably the peak of my career. I was bowling my best.
And
I made like 5 shows that year.
Yeah,
And
you
I
did.
got lost to Tommy the first event.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a really strong World Series. I had 3 top 10 finishes. I made USA versus the World, which they canceled because of COVID. I was bowling out of my mind.
That's a good point.
And then everything just kind of stopped.
Yeah.
And I haven't really been able to get back to that kind of
That
status
level,
on the tour
right,
again
right.
since. So it's
I
a
think
really odd thing.
yeah, 2020, man. Anyway, I saw that jersey and I'm like,
Yeah,
that was a weird year.
that was really. It was something.
That was not how JC wanted to end, but he still shot 193, which is a solid game.
There's if I were to give out a survey to all the kids on what they think they need to work on after this event, how many of them do you think would say spares?
I hope a lot.
If it's not every single one of them, I would be disappointed.
That's a good idea to do at one event.
What do you think you could have done better?
I'm more concerned because I hear kids a lot of the time, they'll focus in on one pattern they may have struggled on. And that's what they say they need to work on. And the only thing I caution on that, and I'm sure you would know this more than even me, but bowling poorly on one pattern in one specific house may not mean that you're bad at a short pattern,
Sure.
right? Like,
You'd have to bowl multiple times, multiple SYCs, a lot of tournaments on the short to find that's like the bane of your existence.
right,
You know?
right.
Because short patterns play different. I
Everywhere.
mean, well, there's kind of a theme. Typically play towards the right.
Right.
A lot of players will throw urethane. But until you get a big enough sample size to tell you that, hey, this is really something you need to work on,
Yeah.
you don't.
Right. So anyway, that would be the only thing I'd caution someone that may be bowling their first SYC. They might come out going, "Oh, I'm really bad at the short pattern."
Let's take a look at the scores. I want to point something out.
Okay. Which division do you want to look at?
The highest one.
Okay, U18 boys. Let's look at longs.
The highest scoring one. So we got plus 167 from. Oh, actually, Tristan's gonna win.
Ah. Well, he won the long.
The long.
Yeah, he won the long.
Don't know how he's gonna bowl in the overall.
Yeah.
But okay, 167. That's really good. Actually, let's go to the overall. Sorry.
Okay.
It was a really tough week.
It's what?
And it was a really tough week.
Yeah.
Right. So, oh my God, he won by. Oh, never mind. I was looking at average.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
One pin. Yeah.
Oh my God, he won by 1. So 166, 211 average. That's literally just being a good spare shooter. A 210 average. Most of these kids are plenty good enough to throw some strings together.
Yeah.
But if you have a great mental game, you're able to rebound quickly, focus on the next shot, you're a really good spare shooter, you're going to win this 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
And if we go and ask Vaughn how many spares he missed,
Yeah.
I'll almost guarantee you he'll say probably more than 10 makeables. He picks up those 10 makeables and he's clean for the week. He's almost 300.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's 220. That's another 9 pins a game.
Well, and we talk about spares a lot, and right when we're going into Junior Gold, we like to remind the kids to not always just focus on the top, but look down the standings, because there's so many kids bowling Junior Gold,
Right.
and it is 1 pin difference. A lot of it's 1 pin to get in that first cut. It's 1 pin to get in that next cut.
You gotta think, it's per game.
Yeah.
1 pin per game.
Yeah.
You pick up 1 spare, you're picking up, that's a 4-game block. You're picking up 2.5 pins a game. That's 1 more spare per game.
Yeah. It's just insane, and so, it's easy to sit back and say, okay, work on your spares, right? But until you really commit to truly working on your spares and making it a priority and realizing,
You gotta understand the value.
yeah.
Otherwise, you don't have the motivation or determination to work on it, because, let's be honest, that's grunt work.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
boring. No one likes working on spares, but we
Right.
all love the result. We all love telling our friends, I didn't miss a spare that weekend. I was 100% on my single pins. I missed 1 3 6 10. I bowled that regional with Steve. I missed 5 makeables in qualifying, and I'm banging my head against the wall. I'm like, I gave up 60 pins in spares.
Yeah.
And they're not easy.
Well, and I think, you bring up a really good point, because it's okay, spares make a huge difference in getting you to that next level, right? So if you no longer have to, you always have to worry about spares, right? You always have to work on spares.
You're always
but,
gonna shoot spares.
Right. But if you no longer have that spare issue in your game, let's say it's an issue, right? If you can eliminate that, you can start working on, okay, what was my pocket percentage, right? What was my, if I left a lot of splits, how can I work on not doing that?
Yeah, you gotta make a list of priorities. That's what you should work on. Number 1 should always be spares.
Right.
Because I don't know a single youth bowler out here that is gonna come back to me and say, I didn't miss a single pin this week. 15 games, I out of 209 bowlers, I will almost guarantee you at least 1 was missed.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Per bowler. Even the ones that are on the junior team, the developmental team.
Keegan Alexander had a clean block last month, which was incredible.
That is.
Yeah. And he knew it, and we commented on it, and he led, and he won.
50 clean is a good. It's really good. I don't care what you're bowling on.
Yeah, right.
Even if you're bowling on a house shot, you're gonna. I bowled 4-game league. I had 39 clean last week. I split 1 time.
Yeah, that's huge. I split in the first frame. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, like you throw one
Yeah.
open in there, it can happen at any time.
Yeah. No, it's you're right. I mean, and it's just like you said, the priority list.
Spares are incredibly important.
You have to start somewhere, and it should be in spares.
Right. So I mean, you even at the PBA Tour level, you look at the numbers. Like I averaged 212 this year, and by no means is that great. But if you look at the players that were in the top 10, they were maybe 5 to 10 pins better than me
Right.
per game.
Right.
And you think about that, that's an extra 2 spares per block, that's an extra hit. It's minuscule.
Yeah.
Every tournament you're getting 1 more strike, you're
Yeah.
getting 2 more spares. That's 30 pins a block, that's huge.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, if I pick up another spare every block, I'm averaging 214 instead.
Right.
212. That
Well,
might get me an extra 2 checks a year.
And to your point, like, you know, we were talking about the patterns, and like maybe you feel weaker on another pattern. If you get really good at your spare game, and like you've been saying all weekend, right? Throw it straight at it. You take the pattern out of play. Your
Right.
spare game shouldn't change on whatever
Yeah.
pattern you're on.
It is tough for the 2-handers because they do
True.
generate more rev rate.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of a natural thing that you can't really make go away. And I do recommend all 2-handers use a plastic ball for their spares. Every single high-level 2-hander uses a plastic ball.
Yeah.
So I don't see why you shouldn't.
Well,
And I
and
don't see why a 2-hander should try to convince me otherwise that they shouldn't throw a plastic ball. If Belmo, Simo, Vi, if they're all throwing plastic balls, you should be doing what they're doing.
Well,
They are the best.
Yeah, I mean, Belmo makes his own plastic ball, guys.
Yeah.
Like, but and I don't. The other thing that I don't agree with, and you know, it's everyone's opinion, right? But the debate of bowling balls at junior golds, which they're limited to 5, which is hard, right?
Yes,
5.
absolutely. They ball on 4 or 5 different patterns.
They don't know
hard.
them. Like, it's hard. But, and I hear a lot of time kids tell me, they're like, well, I'm taking out my spare ball and putting it in a urethane. Okay, all right. I understand the reasoning. I understand the thought process. I understand the mentality. But if you have not practiced in a tournament doing this, if you are not comfortable throwing urethane going into junior gold, and you just took out your spare ball that you have thrown 1,000 times in tournaments, I don't agree with this, right? Like, unless you've practiced with it. So leading up the last 2 months of tournaments, or, you know, maybe you just pulled junior gold and you did this year for the first time, don't put your plastic ball back in your arsenal. Throw that urethane ball all year as your spare ball, right?
I still kind of disagree with that because your plastic ball is going to give you a higher % chance to make the spare.
Right.
I don't care how good you are with the urethane ball, you are going to be better with that spare ball. Because
Yeah.
it's not going to hook
Right.
as much as the urethane ball. You can't if you ask any player what their most important ball is in their bag, it's the spare ball.
Right.
Any
Yeah.
pro.
Yeah.
I mean, I could probably ask some of the kids here and they'll say their spare ball.
Right.
So there's absolutely no reason to ever even think about taking that ball out of your bag.
It's amazing to me. I'm like, and I every year I hear it, and I'm like, all right, like just.
That reactive ball is not going to get you enough strikes to cover how many spares you're going to miss if you take that spare ball out.
Right.
Nice game, Sapphire.
She didn't hear you.
She can't hear me. Well, I'm glad that they can't really hear what we're saying.
Yeah, no
because
kidding.
I felt like we were being a little loud at one point, but we haven't had any complaints
Not yet.
from the bowlers.
The parents probably hear us.
Yeah,
So,
which is okay.
disclaimer: our headset broke this weekend.
So we do feel like we have to speak a little louder.
Yeah, so if we're loud, we apologize.
I don't want to, put the mic in my mouth like I do at home.
Yeah. It is a little bit far away from us.
So Micah is actually tied for 3rd going into this last game, and he's bowling a pretty good game. He's pacing like 210, but if he strikes out, he can bowl 249. And I would like to think that would be good enough for the bronze, but nothing is guaranteed. You just never know when you're bowling for one spot. Somebody could bowl one good game, and that's all it takes. But I'll tell you what, Micah is not having his best week, but he's probably in the running because of his spare shoe.
Micah is that bowler. I mean, it's like, I don't. I said this yesterday. I think George and I were in here, and Micah might have the most 3rd place and 2nd place finishes of an SYC bowler ever. And I'm sure that's not a stat he's proud of. Or maybe it is that he's proud
well,
of.
I never really respected that kind of player that was always there but lost.
Right.
Like I was not high on Chris Barnes growing up.
Right.
Because he always lost. I mean, he didn't always lose, but he lost more often than he won.
Right.
You saw him on TV all the time.
Yeah.
But he was known for not getting the job done.
Right.
You'd never want to be that guy. But
Right.
as I grew up, as I started bowling on tour, I started to realize it's a coin flip.
Right.
You bowl on TV, every match is a coin flip.
Right.
And you influence that percentage of the coin flip ever so slightly, but you're bowling 10 frames. You have one chance to beat a guy. And if you're coming from the bottom, you gotta do it 4 times.
Yeah.
You're flipping a coin 4 times. And Barnes was there a lot.
Yeah.
Like making shows is no joke. That
Yeah.
is an accomplishment in itself. And I never really took it that way because I was taught to win.
Yeah.
The pinnacle is winning.
Well, yeah, I mean, and everyone wants to win,
Well-
right? You walk in, you see the trophies in the room. You're
Yeah.
like, I want that trophy.
But once you take a step back and you realize how hard it is to make a TV show, and then you realize how often he was on TV,
Yeah.
like the guy is one of the greatest bowlers to ever coach bowling.
Right.
I don't care how many titles he has. Like 20 is still a lot,
Right.
Or 19 or whatever he has. And I mean, bowlers in my generation may never get that many titles.
Oh, absolutely not.
I
Yeah.
mean, the guys that are the best in the game right now, like Simo's got what, 10?
Yeah.
Tripp's got 10.
Yeah.
Jesper's got 11. And those are all guys that are just around my. I mean, obviously
Right.
EJ, but
Right.
EJ is.
But you have less
phenom.
tournaments too. It's like we talked about with the SYC, right?
But yeah,
So,
it's the same thing for him.
yeah, exactly.
I've grown to respect Barnes.
Yeah.
And, I actually like him because he's a friend now, and he's helped me along the way. But it's something I just didn't respect, being an immature young player as I was.
Yeah.
But learning and seeing how hard it was out there, I've gained a lot of respect for the guy.
Well, and the SYC format is unique in that Leanne and Gary, when they built the SYC, they made it overall games, and there is no match play, right? Because they believe that there's a
bowler should
lot of the best bowler should win, right? Like how many times
Or
has
the player that played the best should win.
knocked down the most amount of pins,
Right.
right? That week,
The best bowler doesn't always.
right? Because how many times have you been in a situation where you led a tournament
Oh yeah.
by
Like,
100?
I'm going to throw an example out there right now. I bowled a regional 2 years in a row at the Strikers
Yeah.
event where they have the tour finals now.
Yeah.
I bowled the first regional. I bowled the last 2 years. I've led that event by a combined total of 600 pins. 2 second place finishes. I lost to AJ Johnson for whatever reason. He was in the Northwest bowling. 289, 259. I lost last year to PJ Haggerty, 230, 210. And I led those tournaments by 300 apiece.
Yeah.
And those are the ones that hurt the most.
They
'cause
do.
You're like, I won the tournament. I
Yeah.
just didn't get the trophy.
Right, yeah. Yeah, you didn't win a TV show that's
Yeah,
a different.
I out-bowled everybody. I
Yeah.
out-averaged the field by more than 10 a game. Like I felt like I deserved to win. But that's just not how bowling is.
We did have a question in the chat. Jeff wants to know what the score is on lane 38. Player 1, 191.
191 for player 1.
Registration.
I did my math.
Yeah, registration. Yeah,
Player 3 can bowl 259.
he
Which
can.
is going to be an excellent finish to the event. Micah can bowl 249.
Ooh, come on.
It's going to be 240. Still a great game to cap off his SYC.
Yeah. Yeah, so anyway, so they built it, and it's really, we get comments a lot when we put up pictures. They're like, oh, the same kids win every time. Well,
Those kids are the ones that are putting in the work. They're probably, better spare shooters than
Right.
the ones that aren't up there. And
Yeah.
that's going to make the difference out here.
we reward the most consistent across 3 different patterns. So if you want to win an SYC title, you have to get consistent.
You gotta be a better player all around. But spare shooting, that is going to be the main thing, and it will always be the main thing.
Absolutely.
Because if you don't want to pick up your spares, you better be striking 8 to 9 times a game, every single game.
Yeah, for sure.
Jacob Butterf gets a lot of slack for that, but I mean he does strike 9 times a game. And he's actually not as bad a spare shooter as a lot of people think. Like,
Well, it's because he misses a lot of spares on TV.
He does.
Yeah.
No, he just misses a lot compared to the other guys.
Yeah.
But if he comes out here, he's probably the best spare shooter in the field.
Right. It's true.
it's just relatively speaking to the other guys that are great spare shooters on tour.
Yeah. Anyway, spares are important. It's not just a thing people say.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, I look up at the board right now, and the number of dashes I see is just way too many.
Yeah.
Especially on like 6 and 7 counts. You gotta at least hit some pins.
Yeah.
And the biggest reason for a dash after a 6 or a 7 is that you're still hanging on to that 6 or 7. You gotta let go of the 6 or 7, and you gotta focus on the 4 or 3 that are up there. Just like that.
So when you bowled in the National Bowling Stadium for the first time, do you remember
I
bowling
cannot remember that.
Okay.
I mean, the lady that's helping out that's been here for years and years, I've been seeing her for a long time.
Yeah.
She still recognizes me, which is really cool.
I'm just wondering, because I feel like there's two groups of people, right? There's people that come to the stadium and they say, okay, I love the stadium. I bowl so good in the stadium. And then there's people that are like, I despise the stadium. I never bowl good in the stadium.
It's just different.
Yeah.
I like it. I mean, I've had success here, so that
there's someone that was
I've
around,
got
yeah.
good reason.
Yeah.
You want to?
It's signature shaming.
Signature chamois.
Darren has to sign an autograph.
Thank you, Darren.
Hope you had fun this week.
First one, so
Okay. Learning experience.
yeah. Thank you, Darren.
Yeah, run with it.
Yes.
I've been fortunate enough to bowl many times in this place, and then when the tour came here, I was prepared.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a culture shock thing for me, so it was
Darren,
really nice.
I actually think what we should do is have you leave the booth. Because
yeah, to wrap it up.
well, I think I'm gonna wrap it up because we only have one pair bowling. So if you are watching that pair, I'm sorry, but we're gonna wrap it up because Darren has to catch a flight, and you need to sign some autographs
my
and
job.
take some pictures.
Yeah.
So we are going to wrap this up. Darren, thanks for hanging out with us this weekend.
Anytime.
And we will be back next month in Rhode Island. Kelly Kulick will be commentating.
Ooh.
Yeah, pretty fun.
Get your entries in ASAP because these events normally sell out.
They do.
You don't want to miss it because they are marquee events for junior bowling throughout the year.
Absolutely. So thank you all for joining us, and we will see you next month.
This has been a live stream presentation of the 2023 SYC Reno. The 2023 SYC season would not be possible without the generous donations from our sponsors: Storm Bowling, I Am Bowling, PBA Junior, KEGEL, Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Shoes, Ray's Eyewear, Ballard's Bowling Academy, Master Industries, Quality Respite and Home Care, and by T&D Transportation. Special thanks to the official scoring system of the Storm Youth Championships, Bowl Metrics. The preceding was produced exclusively by Storm Bowling. For more information on upcoming events and more, please visit stormbowling.com. Once again, thanks for watching.